Yeah, I bet it'll start to grow with more of those like lounges opening up that you've been telling me about.
Yeah, bro, I'm excited for
How
one.
many are there now that are open? I thought I saw something on Ventura Boulevard in the Valley that looked like a weed like restaurant type thing
Oh, really?
called Elevate, maybe.
Elevate.
Maybe it was just like
Oh,
a
is that open yet?
bougie
Because there's
collective.
supposed to be something called Elevate Lounge that's supposed to
It
open, I
looked like a
think.
lounge. It looked like it was open.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I drove by that maybe like a couple of months ago.
Okay, that's news to me if it's open because, to my knowledge, the only ones open are the Artistry Lounge, in LA, the Artistry Lounge, and then the Woods just opened 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And then up north, there's Rosemary Jane, which Koan's in as well. And then there's a couple other ones like Moe's and Barbary Coast, I think, in San Francisco. But I'm checking on this Elevate Lounge real quick because I'm curious.
Yeah, it was like right near.
Oh, I'm thinking of Elevate Lounge downtown. There's a downtown lounge that's like a club down here.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure that what it was called. It was like near. It
Oh,
was on Ventura Boulevard in like
okay.
Studio City or some
Sure.
shit
Well,
like that.
I'll check it out because I'm try to go to all the dispensaries and
Right.
definitely the lounge game,
Yeah.
and getting after it, bro. But yeah, man, I think that's a good intro just to kick it, start off. It's good to have you back, bro.
Yeah, it's good to be on here. It's been maybe a year or so.
It's been a minute, bro, and I've been kind of, busy hustling the co-on, so I've taken a break. But good to have you. Like I was saying, it's gonna be the first drop episode in a while, and then we'll be going weekly again. So good to have you, man. You sent me some pictures of your grow, looking fresh.
Yeah, it wasn't the best year this year. It's
Is this yours? Here,
yeah,
or-
yeah. That's some stuff I grew. There's like a few different nugs of the different kinds.
It looks fucking fire.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, dude. You weren't satisfied? It's got some nice.
I
it's
just
fluffy,
grew
dude.
like some really huge plants this year, and over the years you just realize that like when you grow huge plants, you're gonna end up throwing some away. So it's just always like disappointing. And then after I lost a lot of the crop, I feel like I just kind of said fuck it to my last plant, and just didn't. I didn't fucking care. I was too busy with work and the family, and I just like wasted a lot of it. But uh, I'm still smoking the harvest, but the year before definitely was better.
Okay.
But it's just like you live and learn, and I tried some new genetics and different kinds of like seeds from different like local seed makers this year, and they were okay. Nothing like too impressive.
Do you got something going as we speak, or are you kind of
Not really. I'm kind of like on a break right now, trying to get things started again soon. But I'm just kind of like smoking this harvest and enjoying like the goods of what I got.
for sure enjoying the spoils? Well, as you were talking, actually, freaking, I'll see if I can find it real quick because I haven't started to grow. I keep saying I will eventually. But I had somebody hit me up that wanted to send some seeds, and I was gonna send it to you. It's called. Have you heard of phenoseeds.com?
No. Mm-mm.
But I just wanted to get your opinion. We can just do it if I can show you here. But I wanted to see what you thought, if these look legit, and if so, I can probably get some sent to you and do something like that. But they hit me up. I'm like, they want me to do some videos and stuff for them. But I'm like, I'll do like a podcast or something, or throw them, just hook you up or something.
Oh, okay.
But do they look legit? They look kind of expensive. So I was like,
Yeah, they look pretty expensive. Like I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like I've never heard of them, and I've heard of a lot of different seed makers. Like a lot of these strains are kind of like older names.
you do that. I think I remember you mentioning because I had the Self-Made Labs homie on, and you said that you've done some of the Masonic, or maybe I heard from
Yeah,
Masonic
yeah.
first through you. But
Yeah,
he does the
yeah.
drops because I'll see that other dude post. Well, recently I started my Instagram again. I need to follow you. Follow me, True Buds TV LLC. I had to start a new one because my
Oh,
other one
okay.
got
Yeah, it's
deleted.
time for me to probably start a new one too, because the last one I can't access anymore with
It's
like
fucking-
all the
it's-
cannabis content for some reason. But
It's like out because here I can't access it, but it like still somehow exists.
yeah, it's
out
still
there.
there. I just can't get into it. I can't figure out the password for some reason. But whatever.
That's
I'll
always
just make
fun,
a new
bro.
one. I guess that's like common on Instagram to like shut down accounts and stuff, but
Yep,
it is what it is.
and I've seen a lot of people get them back too.
Yeah.
Look, I've seen like bigger, like some pretty people, like people in the cannabis space with pretty solid followings, like start their new page and like,
Right.
oh, my old one came back. I'm
Yeah, there's like a pretty good community of like the growers, and like if someone loses their page, they'll like help them put it out there to like get their new page built up and stuff. And then there's people that make up the fake pages that are like almost the same name and try and sell like fake shit on there a lot.
That's why I followed my buddy, and he texted me. He's like, "Is this you, bro?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Exactly.
Because I don't have any posts on there, and it's like, I get people like that all the time too, commenting like you're saying on YouTube, like, "Hey, I got that plug" or whatever.
Yeah, I did grow some of those Masonic seeds. I went to like some like little pop up that they had at a grow store, and he had like some of his buddies and different local seed makers there. So that's what I ended up growing this year. I got some like blue agave, they called it. It was like Wilson crossed with blue agave or something like that. But it sucked, dude. Like I only got one female out of a pack, and it was just like.
Shit. How much is a pack?
That pack was $100. That was like one of the
Damn.
most expensive ones they were selling, but it was a disappointment. I got some other packs for like $30 and $20, you know, from some other guys, and they were okay, you know. Like there was some guy called Long Beach Reefer and a couple other guys on there that like I got some seeds from, and they came out decent. But I grew some of my own seeds, the older seeds. That one had like the best terpene profile, but just not as much vigor as I hoped for, you know. But it has like a super good smell. I actually froze a bunch of that stuff. I want to try and make some hash with it. It's got like a grape flavor and smell to it.
Okay.
So
you can do bubble like we did that.
I want to try and wash it and then like press it, you know.
Well, if you need those bags, I'll pull them out of storage. I don't know if you have them, but I have those bubble bags. If you need
okay. Yeah, we definitely need some. Yeah.
I got you.
I think mine are fucked up from trying to make some like live resin, and they just got too like sticky.
Yeah.
Because I tried to make it in summer, so it's just not like cold enough.
Bro, I remember us. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
The dry ice thing.
Yeah, during that, the dry ice key video, we were with the pollen or whatever it was. We were dying.
Yeah, that shit was getting everywhere. I got these
That was
guys.
cool,
They
though.
guys, they all like
dope,
make
dude.
it in like a super cold room. That's the key. You know, they make it in like walk-in coolers, or they'll build their own, so you can keep everything like frozen while you make it. So that way, it's like when it's easier to collect and it doesn't start like sticking to shit.
Are you sitting on any trim and shake right now?
Oh yeah.
Is that what you're gonna make the hash out of? You're saying?
No, I have a bunch of nugs that
you
I
can do
froze.
a fresh nug.
Yeah, they're like fresh frozen nugs.
Shit,
yeah.
Yeah, that's solid. Because I feel like so many people utilize the trim and shake right for that. But if you're using the fresh shit,
Yeah, that's for that's what you use for the really good hash, the fresh nugs, you know?
And then are you gonna press any of that at all, or just keep it?
Yeah,
straight
I want to
hash?
try and press it, you know, after
still got the press
after
for
you
you,
like
man, if
air
you
dry
want
it.
it.
Yeah, we'll get some use out of it. I have a bunch of flour we could try and press too and see how it comes out.
Word.
Yeah, I've just been like busy with life, you know, and I still have so much more trimming to do. I try and do like a little bit at a time, but it's overwhelming.
Bro, I was thinking that the other day more about this like company who is all hand rolled blunts.
Yeah.
But kind of same thing. Like every day that would be a pretty like daunting after a while. Trimming for like 8 hours straight for like a full time job.
Well, that's what a lot of people do, you know, that grow and stuff. It's like it's hard work. You got to be dedicated to like
It's super
finish
nice to be
everything.
stoned out and to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely time consuming and very tedious.
Yeah.
There's a reason why like the big companies don't hand trim. They just use the machines because
And what's your opinion on that?
it sucks. It's not as
it
good.
just fucks it
yeah.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
it just like messes up the flour, and they just take all that stuff to make into like hash and like sauce or batter. Like batter is like the lowest grade of like solvent made hash, you know. Like when I went to the lab, they're like, "Oh, if you fuck up a batch, we'll just turn it into batter. Don't worry." Yeah, like that's like that's like the low grade is the batter, and then they'll have their sugars and different textures of shit that people like.
I wonder. I feel like diamonds are becoming a little hotter right now. I've seen some pre-rolls coming out with diamonds and shit.
Oh, okay.
Um, you see this? I don't know. Do you know? Are you familiar with Jeter at all? The Jeter brand. They do.
Yeah, I've heard of them. They make those like pre-roll little joints and stuff.
Yeah. You see the drama going on with them right now?
No.
I saw a couple articles, but basically, there's like fake test results or supposedly or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they put their stuff on Jeter on the shelves of dispensary. So somebody essentially went retested their shit, and it was coming in way lower.
Oh, okay.
So like, there's a lot of people right now in the industry like looking for other options out there for other pre-rolls and stuff. But
yeah, that's like what I would figure with
Yeah.
like any industry where it's like you have people like benefiting off each other. It's like, you know, these testing companies don't benefit from giving low results. You know, if you go to one testing company, if you go to two testing companies, right, and one gives you 27% and one says it's 25, who are you going to get to like test your product, you know?
Yeah, that's so true. I've thought about that too, or like doing more testing, or just buying more flour and kind of doing testing with this T-check thing and making infusions like I do.
Yeah.
But I've thought about doing that. It would be cool to have like access to a lab and just be able to go like test all types of shit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I buy edibles that just don't hit. Sometimes maybe it's the weird batch, maybe it's me, but it'd just be cool to be able to like test shit. But it'll be interesting to see like what other type of concentrates like come out. All right, like what can it get more potent than like a
you gotta check out Masonic's store, dude. That's where to go. It's on Fairfax. I've been meaning to check it out, but they have these little meetups there where you can get like the best of the best type of shit, where it's just like solventless water hash rosin, you know, and that shit's just like bomb, you know. It's just like you get all the flavor, you know.
And what are you dabbing out of these days?
I just have like a little shitty rig. I don't really dab that much, you know, because I don't have access to that stuff. But because you can't, it's like if you look, you'll see like a couple at some stores, you know, and it'll be like $100 for like a gram, and I just haven't sprung for any. But I'm trying to find the spot. But that seems like the spot. They have had some little like contest over there. They have clones and seeds, and he's got something going on over there, definitely.
And it's just like he's like just opens up for these private events. It's not like you just I couldn't go walk in.
You could
right
just
now.
walk in there. It's like a store. They sell shirts and stuff, you know. And like I see videos of people just dabbing in there and fucking
I need to check
chilling.
this shit out.
Yeah, you got to go check it out. It's like
I'm in that area all the time. Too,
yeah,
man.
he's like starting like a whole little underground culture. He's got so many seeds. They had some like hash contest called Ego Clash like this weekend, and I guess one of his seeds won, called Banana God. It won the contest, and these are all like the best of the best hash makers and stuff. So he's doing some shit right, dude. That guy for sure.
That's dope. Yeah, he's really like in the like just OG vibe, right?
Yeah, he's kind of like the heart of that culture, you know, of this new like organic farming water hash, you know. It's pretty cool.
Have you heard of Ted's Buds?
No.
I hadn't either until recently, but it's been popping up more when I talk to people. But supposedly they're really fire, like some of the best shit right now. Supposedly, I haven't smoked it, but
yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'm always looking to try and find some of the best.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a little bit. Like we're saying, like CBX is fire. Usually, never will buy that. But it's hard to justify when like, dude, your shit looks fire as fuck. Like,
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Better,
it's just like I just try and hold myself to a high standard, and it's just like I want it to be better every year, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, it came out.
And this was indoor.
No, this is outdoor.
That was out shit,
yeah,
dude.
These are all outdoor. They've got some good
dude,
smells to them.
Do you find that your outdoor nugs in general are a little fluffier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are fluffier because, you know, there's not like a CO2 rich environment, you know?
I feel like sun-grown's becoming, and will become more of a like a hotter thing. What do you
That's what, like, for making hash, sun-grown's really popular. I feel like a lot of the weed that's like available in stores is sun-grown, and that's like the stuff that you can get for like $20 an eighth before tax, or like you can get like a half an ounce for like a cheap. It seems like a cheap price, but then when you add the tax and you see it's like not that good outdoor, then it's like that's what it is. It's like mostly like light dep and outdoor, unless you're willing to pay the $50 or plus an eighth.
Yeah, and like we were saying before this kicked off, is just how the prices,
Yeah,
just keep
it's just
plummeting.
like it's
Keeps
just
plummeting.
cheaper to grow outdoor. It's so much cheaper for like these big companies to do a big outdoor grow or a big light depth grow than have to like do an indoor grow where you have to pay for power, you have to pay for AC, you have to pay for dehumidification.
Bro, I heard somebody
It's
saying
just
how
like it's
expensive
like the bottom line. It's like so much higher for indoor.
yeah, it's fucking.
You can control the environment more. Like you could have like some major rain or something that could like fuck up your crop, but it's just like bang for your buck. It seems like light dep and outdoor is like the way to go
Yeah,
if you're a monster company.
I have
And,
like the Glasshouse Farms or whatever, like the biggest grow in I think the world maybe.
oh really?
But yeah, they just have this huge like glass. It's just like greenhouses basically, but they just have a shit ton, and they just pump out a lot of flower.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures of some place in like Carpinteria that's like that. It's
Yeah,
just like
this
a
is
giant like
massive,
glass
yeah,
roof,
yeah.
and it's like just
Just cranking
thousands
out.
and thousands of plants.
Yeah, it's so crazy to think. Dude, like imagine like selling something like for anybody selling flour, like or selling it wholesale or selling it retail, whatever. It's like, well, it's the crazy thing is the retail still keeps it at like the same price most of the time. I feel like even if the growers have to drop their price, imagine selling something like last year or the year before for like 2,000, and then this year you're selling it for like a G or something or 500.
I
like,
hear people talking about $300 pounds and $500 pounds of outdoor. Like
Yeah,
that's
I've heard some
that's
crazy
like
shit.
the price now.
That's
It's 500
Bro,
for
I was
for
getting
like
Zips
big
in
fat
Jersey
nugs,
for that much, dude.
and like for like not as good and it's smaller nugs mixed in, it's like 300.
Dude, the crazy thing is you could still flip that out of state. Like if you took that somewhere out of state, you could fucking make some bank on that.
Totally. It's just a matter of getting it there. That's the hard part, and the risky part.
I saw like a clip of an interview with like it was like that Freeway, like the real Rick Ross guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like they don't care. He's like, if you're traveling, he's like, these truck drivers, he's like, if you have less than 200 pounds, he's like, and they pull you over, he's like, they don't care. He's like, weed's legal in so many states. He's like, you're pretty much good. And I was like, what? I was like, I feel like they would still fuck with you if you had 190 pounds, but it's crazy how chill things have become.
Yeah.
It's like, you just got 10 pounds, buddy. Just keep going. You're good.
I'd like to think that's true.
I forget. I don't even know what episode number this is because it's been a minute. But the last podcast I did, which was a while ago, number 93. So it's number 94. I talked about this, like the Brittany Griner situation, real quick. I don't know if you saw what happened like a couple days ago.
Yeah, I saw they like did a
Trade?
trade to get her out of jail.
What are your?
That's pretty cool. They did that for her. It's like
I think it's good for her, but I also think it's like some really hypocritical shit.
yeah, I don't know. I know some people were talking about something about how some Marines didn't get out, but she did. I don't know too much
Well,
about it, but
not even necessarily just like it's just crazy that like I saw somebody make a post about it. Like, isn't it crazy that she got released for a crime committed in Russia when we still have like, how are all these people in America still in prison? Like we literally and then I saw a funny other post. It was like El Chapo in a prison cell, and they're like, he's waiting for American to fuck up in Mexico so he can get traded.
yeah, it's pretty weird, like a celebrity. It's like,
Especially
you
if wars
fucked
going
up
on
and
over there, bro.
brought weed to another country, by accident or however you ended up doing it. It's like, I don't know. Like, I smoke weed, and it's like when I think about traveling to another country, I'm like, dude, can I have some weed there?
Dude, you know
And
what
if I
happened?
was planning to go to Russia and I realized if I get caught with a joint of weed, I'm going to go to Russian prison for 10 years, like, I don't know. If you're planning to bring drugs to another country, probably do the research on, like, if it's, like, illegal or, like,
Or have like you're famous and rich, so just have bring a homie with you to carry your shit.
yeah, I don't know. That's pretty crazy, but it sucks she got locked
Oh,
up
dude, yeah, I couldn't even
for
imagine what
like
it's like.
a vape for like a year or however
Oh
long,
yeah,
you
it was
know?
some,
But it's
it's
at
some
the same
bullshit.
time, it's like, you know, you
My thing
gotta,
is, I'm optimistic about the whole thing, and I'm
yeah,
like, I hope this helps just push legalization forward, because some people are like, kind of like I'm saying on that other side, like, dude, that's some. It's cool that she's free, but it's kind of like what's going on here, like legally here in the states.
yeah.
And then Biden still had like all these people are supposed to get released, and like not that many people have. But it's a matter of time. I think what I thought the other day that I didn't thought before is I think they might like because there's so many issues right now in so many different states with legalization. Like California is a great example.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking maybe they're just trying to like let the state like let it kind of run itself into the ground, and then they're gonna come in and be like, oh hey, it's legal now. We're gonna fucking kind of be your savior, and then
Yeah,
kind of
we'll figure it out for you,
yeah.
you know, and we have 3 companies that are gonna be in charge of all of it, you know, or
That would be
something, you
fucking
know?
crazy, dude.
That's like seems like the natural course of things to go on, you know, in America. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, some giant company, once it's federally legal, is just going to come in and scoop up hundreds of cannabis brands, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah.
that's
What,
already, I'm sure it's
that's already
already
happening. Yeah,
happening,
that's
you
already
know, in
happened.
the
There's a lot.
cannabis
Yeah.
business. But then the bigger guy is going to be like, all right, I'm buying the 3 biggest cannabis corporations that already exist and combining it with a company that owns fucking Tide, and we make cheese and dog food and fucking tape. You know, like that's when you look at those like huge corporations, it's like they literally have their hands on like everything, not just
Yeah.
one thing, you know?
Yeah. And what you said is a great point too, because it's like that's the only way it would work. I think is if they acquire established brands. Because if they're a new brand coming in, people will be like, at least people that are deep in the culture, you know, would be like, "Fuck you guys!" Like I'm not buying your corporate weed. But if it's like if somebody bought like a legacy brand, like if Johnson and Johnson came in and bought like, you know,
Well, it would have to have a cooler like name on it, like
well, I'm
maybe
saying,
like
but they like an established brand that's like old school, like kind of like I'm spacing out right now, but think of any old brand like Corova,
yeah.
like they were acquired by I'm spacing out right now. I had the homie on the podcast, bro. How am I I'm spacing out on this? But yeah, basically they try to acquire like you know like high potency brands and the legacy brands, unrivaled brands. Yeah, so they acquire like them, but that's why it can work too. I think it's because they're established.
Right.
So would you still buy something like say it was like do you have a brand you like that you've bought?
I just feel like most people don't know, like that they don't like know the history that much, you know, and they're
especially new
it's like a
consumers.
lot of people are they're not even gonna care. Like no one, the brand's not gonna be like, oh yeah, we're bought out. We just wanted to let you guys all know we're
They try to
actually
keep it as
owned by
low key
some
as
huge
possible.
thing. Like you don't even as like a consumer that's like loyal to a brand, you probably won't even notice unless it like tastes different or looks different and you like do some research into it. It's not like something they like to like put out there, you know, and be like, yeah, it's actually like corporate beer now, you know, like I feel like that's not like the message they want out there, because when that happens it like usually falls off the map because you know they try and like make production bigger, and it's like, you know, if you've worked in like a restaurant or something, if and like you worked in a chain, it's like it's hard to make them all the same, you know?
Yeah, it's
The
like
more restaurants you get of the same one, the more challenges you're going to have making it like consistently the same thing, you know?
for
And
sure.
same with weed too. It's like the bigger your brand gets, the more grows you're going to need to fucking support that brand, you know? It's not all like one grow.
Well, that's
It's like,
yeah,
you
that'd be
know, like
crazy with
that
like just
cookies
yeah.
brand, they have lots of grows like nationwide and nationwide stores. So it's like when you get a bag from them, it's like it could be from like any one of their warehouses, I guess, you know, or any one of their growers, you know. Maybe they all use the same recipe, but
But still,
probably,
there's still.
but probably not,
Well,
though.
that's the
You
thing
know?
too. To your point, though, is if you think of any recipe for food you make online, the recipe's there, but there's a reason why people make it better than other people.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah,
You
like,
have to execute the
yeah,
recipes. You have to add everything at the exact right
yeah.
time.
You have
You
to
know?
know. You have to have like a deep understanding of how things
Yeah,
work together.
you have to like do it the same every time. Like I don't know. It's
See,
just
and that would be super hard for me because I love looking at recipes for inspiration, like just like on food shit that I think can relate. But I'm like, then I like to free form it. Like I
yeah,
get my
you just get the
idea,
gist of it.
yeah,
You
and
know, it's
then
like all right, these
yeah,
are the things that's gonna form this sauce, but I can
yeah, I can,
build the
yeah,
flavor how I want. You know,
yeah.
like yeah, totally. It's the same thing with weed. You know, it's like what you feed it, what like that's gonna change like the taste and texture and shit. You know.
Dude, yeah, it's like, and you still do you did the live soil and everything like you've been doing for the past years.
Yeah, I've just been doing like organic living soil,
And how did
making
you
my
cure
own
this
worm
batch?
castings. This
Yeah.
I hung it to dry for like over 2 weeks, and then it's been in bins, just in like plastic bins, just curing.
Have you tried curing it in glass at all? I forget if we talked.
Uh,
Because I know that's what
I've
this
read about like when you
source
put it
cannabis
into
guys do.
glass, it starts to like degrade
Oh,
more.
really?
Yeah, because in the bins it still has some leaf on it, and it like kind of like takes from those it continues to take from the leaf and like kind of cure. I don't know. I've like someone told me like if once it's in the jar, it's like not curing. It's just like getting older, kind of.
Okay.
So like, would they put whole branches into bins, you know, and that's how you cure it. But I've had mine curing like probably longer than I should. I should have jarred it up or bagged it up
Have
into
you
like
ever?
turkey bags or something by now. But it's like I just haven't had the time.
So it's just sitting out. You're saying?
No, it's in the bin still,
Okay.
but it's like I'm just trimming it as I have time to do it.
What would it help if you just like threw a couple of those like moisture packs, like the boost packs in there? Would
I don't like those. They like whenever I've used those, they've fucked up the smell.
okay,
Yeah.
like suck it out or something.
Yeah, or like they had those like Bovitas. They kind of would just give it like a cardboard smell. It would just suck the smell out. I made the mistake of like putting those in a bunch of bags that I grew before, and then people like fucking didn't want them anymore.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the way I've seen those make the most sense in like retail, I think, is in pre-roll packs.
Yeah.
But besides that, I got a bag the other day, a jar, and I didn't like seeing it. Like I opened the jar and there was like a boost pack in there, and I didn't like that. I don't know why. It just looked kind of weird. I was like,
Yeah, usually they don't have that. That's like it's not cheap to
Yeah.
put those in there. It's gonna add like fucking like 25 cents or something to every package you do.
Yeah.
And that's that profit for one of those companies, yeah.
yeah, it adds up quick.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I wonder how much it. I remember I bought some and did that video. I think I told you. And then the raw stone's pretty cool though. The terracotta stone.
I haven't
You
seen
just
that.
you might like that one actually. I think I have one. I can give it to you. It's just a terracotta stone. You soak it in water
I know, and you can put it in there.
and you put it in your bag, and you can put it in there just for a slight amount of time, and it does moisturize the
Oh, okay.
everything pretty quick. And I imagine there wouldn't be that much smell. You just have to be careful not to leave it in too long, or it'll
Yeah.
get too fucking moist. But
Yeah.
it was a cool little like $3 little terracotta raw rock.
Oh, okay.
Recommend for anybody trying to moisten their stuff.
Yeah, that's like the hardest part when you grow is to like not dry it too long, or because if you under dry, it's just like fucking fucked, you know?
Yeah, it's like
It just
I've gotten
it
Bud Light
loses
before.
the smell completely. It just smells like hay, kind
dude,
of.
I used to have a fucking guy I'd buy weed from in Jersey. This piece of shit, who would water weight his weed to us. We were like freshmen in high school.
We would like what?
He would do we could water weight it, we'd call it. He would have his nugs and he would just have like a little spray water bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and he would spray it on the nugs before he gave it to us. So when we threw it on a scale, it added
Like
that extra
way more?
yeah.
Yeah,
But the
that's,
nug was
that's,
kinda
that's fucking ghetto. I
Yeah.
remember like I used to work at this one restaurant. This guy used to come collect all the boxes. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, you spray it with the hose, $80 for every truck." You get it all wet first, yeah. That's
Hey.
the only other time I've heard of anyone adding water weight to
That's
shit.
funny,
That's
bro.
funny.
Yeah, it was whack. But when you were saying the dried stuff, have you ever heard of the brand Curated Cannabis? I believe it's called.
No.
They do these freeze dried nugs. So they're like, I haven't smoked it. A lot of shops will carry them around here, but it's like the nugs are like huge and they're like a little crispier because they're like flash frozen nugs.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really fucking fire, but I need to try it. It was an interesting concept to see.
So do they do that so it has more like terpenes or something?
I think it's to maintain.
Yeah, maybe they have some like, they dry it like super fast too with the freeze dryer, because then you can grow more if you're not fucking, having to dry for 2 weeks. If you can dry it in one day and one of those things probably.
Yeah, and it looks it looks cool. So I need to try it. It's like when the flowers in when the flower's in full bloom, the flower stops developing, briefly pauses at the peak. Cannabis flower is its best at that moment. It has done everything it can do to reach its genetic potential. Curated Cannabis believes in the flower in your jar should be just as perfect. Our Soul Collective preserve the cannabis flower. To perfectly preserve our flower, we develop our proprietary live cure process. We dry and cure cannabis flower without exposure to heat, oxygen, and UV light, so the live cured flower looks and smells like it did at harvest. So it must just be a dry room or something if they're not using, I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I've heard I've heard a lot of people say that like it. I've heard some people say it's a little dry or smokes a little quick.
Oh, okay.
But just popped in my head randomly. But it looks pretty cool. People doing it different than other people.
Yeah.
So I'll have to try it. I'll do a video on it since I brought it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, what else is good, man? Or do you want to drink at all, bro? Or are you chilling?
Yeah, I'll try one.
You can throw it straight, or what dosage are you feeling? These two are 100 milligrams per bottle.
Okay.
That one's super low dose. That's 1 milligram. That's 10 milligrams THC, 150 CBD for that whole bottle. I was gonna throw you this one too later if you want to try it for sleep.
Oh, okay.
This whole bottle has 50 milligrams THC, 100 CBN, and 150 CBD. I've been taking it every night for like a month. It's been helping me. You know me though, like I still smoke and throw other stuff in the mix.
Dude, I cannot sleep, so
Dude, I'm excited for your feedback, bro. The CBN, I'm excited to see what you think of that, man. I think you like do you want it in a little ginger beer? Are you good?
Sure, yeah, I'll try it.
I'll throw you the Wonder. So this is like more indica leaning.
Okay.
If I can pop the top here real quick. Pour that up, bro. Yeah, man, you need to come kick it at the lounge, bro.
The artistry? Do you work over there now?
Or do these pop-ups there.
Okay.
Do you want to do 10 or how many milligrams you thinking?
Whatever, like 50.
50?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like not that much, right?
Okay. It's gonna hit pretty good. 50 on this rocks me pretty good.
Let's try it.
I
My
don't-
car has that self-driving mode, so I'll be good, dude. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, 50 on this hits solid, bro. This has like a little mango chili flavor to it. Let me know if you want a little more ginger. I'm sipping on the play. But yeah, bro, I'm all about the drinks, and
Oh, that tastes pretty good.
the drink game is fun, man. That fast onset, and it's crazy to see the technology just in gummies too, beverages and gummies, like this fastest onset. Like there's going to be a product in the future where like you just like barely touch it to your tongue and you're like high or something,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
the onset times keep getting lower and lower. It's pretty crazy.
How long for this one?
I say it should be kicking in. It varies for everybody, but it should be kicking in about 5 to 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Feeling it pretty good. Should be peaking around 45 minutes or so.
Okay.
However, like I'll give it to some people and they'll like take a couple sips, say they feel it instantly. I feel like my onset time when I start feeling it is about 5 to 10 minutes. I probably peak at about, I'd say I probably peak about 45 an hour, but I feel pretty good in 30.
Okay.
But it varies per day too.
Right.
Or if I'm like, my favorite time I've said on this podcast probably a bunch is to take edibles is like right after a workout. Or like, I wish I could do it more in the morning, like just on an empty stomach, essentially.
Yeah.
Let it kick in a little quicker.
How much do these cost, like retail, for one of these bottles?
About, depending on the shop, about $30 to $33.
Oh, okay.
So 10 servings in there. And we released these bigger bottles recently to provide a little more value because we were just doing the 3-packs and singles before. So the 3-packs were, whole retailing for about $27.
Right.
So now you get 10 servings for, just a little more.
Yeah, I feel like this is better to like share with other people and stuff. It's pretty cool.
For sure. And it's been going over way, really nicely. And it's been a way, it's been a pretty much an easier sell in a lot of ways. And even at the lounge, like last night, like you're saying, people buy a bottle and they'll just share. They'll order 2 cocktails there. They'll share it. Or they could order more cocktails, or they could do
So
it double.
you guys sell these at the lounge and you make it into cocktails and stuff? Oh, okay.
So yeah, like we have like the SoCal Canna Bar that helps us out, where I bartend there. I did it for a couple months myself.
Yeah.
But I was there last night doing it. So like we sell these, and so I'll like sell one of these, and they have their choice to put it in like a Loungeito, which is essentially a mojito. Strawberry Fields, which is like a strawberry fresh basil cocktail, kind of like a strawberry basil mojito, if you will.
Okay.
And then a spicy margarita.
Oh, cool.
And then you can choose any experience and throw it in there. Or you can drink it straight, but like in the lounge vibe, the whole thing is kind of the cocktail feel.
Right.
So that's the artistry. And then at Rosemary Jane in Sacramento, they kind of have like 4 different batches as well. And it's any experience, any drink too.
That's cool.
And so it's cool, man. We're getting a lot of traction in the lounges. So we're looking to like expand to other states and stuff too. In particular with a lounge focus.
Yeah.
But the lounge is going to change the game in so many ways.
It should.
It's going to take a while, bro, but like if I had one closer to where I live, I'd be there all the time.
Yeah.
Like I went a little early to do a little work at one the other day, but if I had a neighborhood one, like a neighborhood bar,
Right.
I'd be fucking posting there all the time.
Right. Yeah, I wish we had one.
Oh, did you see? I need to do some more research on it, but the Redondo passed, I think, that there could be dispensaries there.
I didn't hear that.
I think something passed recently.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because I remember us talking, they were doing like the churches and stuff.
Yeah, all the only shops in Redondo I know of are all like on the down low, kind of.
Okay, this is on Easy. Retail marijuana allowed in Redondo Beach. A Redondo Beach marijuana shop is in a 4-0 vote Tuesday night, the city council approved retail cannabis sales in Redondo Beach. The decision begins the process to issue permits to 2 stores in eligible areas across the city. Those stores are going to bank, bro, because you're going to get people from Manhattan, Hermosa,
Right.
Palos Verdes. There's only 2 of them. I wonder how they're going to choose those people.
They're gonna be like
Just
connected
corporate
to the city for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Redondo's like a rip-off city, dude. Like, they wanted to charge the restaurant I work at like $5,000 a month to have 6 tables on the sidewalk. And then they got rid of the tables, right? And they had like a bench out there and like a couple of planters, and they wanted $1,000 a month for that.
What?
Yeah.
What a fucking
Yeah,
racket.
exactly.
Dude.
So I'm sure there's going to be, it's like they're going to make a ton of money for the city because they're going to put like a city tax,
Would you be tempted to go to a...
I would go. It's like most of the shops are like not close to where I live, and the ones that are near where I live are like super ghetto.
Do you know the like a legal shop that's the closest to you?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
I'm trying to think which one's closest
But
to you.
I don't, it's like,
Bro, I haven't been down in that like South Bay area in a while.
there's one called like GEC or something. There's like 2 that are like right next to each other, and they're like the old school style with like 25 price points depending on how many grams you buy, and
Okay.
it's like it's old school style,
And you can find good deals in some places, like for sure. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like they have pretty good bud, but it's like it's not as good as the shops used to be, I feel like.
Why do you think that is? Just because maybe the price is going down, so like fuck it. I feel like you'd want to make better shit then. Why do you think that might be?
I just feel like it's just they can get cheaper flower and sell it, There's way more people growing now than there was like 10 years ago. There's just more
The market's
there's
so
more
flooded,
options
huh?
to like get it, and there's more bigger grows, So the bigger your grow is, the cheaper you can sell your flower for, Like That's it, you know. It's and the prices have gone down, you know, so it's just like I don't know, you know. And there's not as many people smoke like the people that were like into the really top end flower are smoking hash now. That's like a part of it too. So you don't have like as many like
Yeah, they've
people that are
upgraded. Yeah,
really
you're right.
like judging the flower like, oh, I need this great flower, you know, and more people are of those people maybe grow their own now. I don't know. I don't go to the shops as much as I used to, but when I do, I'm usually disappointed, you know, because it's like so expensive and it's just hard to like sift through like all the stuff they have and know
That's why.
which ones are fresh or which ones have like pesticides. You just don't know, you know?
Yeah, and honestly, that's what I tell most people I talk to, even dispensaries. I'm like, it's hard for me to justify buying flour when I'm like, my boy can hook me up with some like you'll freaking fat jar like
Yeah.
you know it's nice, it's dope to have. It's like hard to justify, but the reason I do like dispensaries mostly is for the packaged goods, like
Yeah.
edibles and shit.
Yeah.
But I've always been like that since a kid with like candy. I always like trying the new shit, new edibles, new
Yeah.
drinks.
The
I
stores
try.
are cool. It's just like when I have a giant bag at my house, it's like hard. I'm like, oh, I'd like to
Hard to
try this and
justify.
that. It's like if I go in there, I'm gonna spend like $300 or something, you know? And
It
it's
could be
like,
nice just to have like a couple other little strains on the side so you can switch.
yeah,
So you're not always smoking.
yeah, but
this.
I don't know. Me and my girlfriend will just be gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever's the best one, it's gonna go first in my house usually. It's not gonna last usually. That's just the reality.
And bong's still your preferred go-to.
Yeah,
Hard to beat, huh?
yeah, that's definitely the way to go for me.
You still smoking that same one that the
Yeah,
OG
we
one?
use like the same couple ones. We have one that's like 20 something years old, still going
Fuck yeah,
strong.
those are the
Yeah.
best, bro.
Yeah, it's still
Got character
still
to it.
cleans up to like brand new and it's sweet, dude.
How do you like to clean yours?
With like alcohol and some salt or just alcohol.
That's the way to
It's
do it.
not too dirty. You know, the salt makes some like grit to scrape stuff off of there if it gets really dirty. But if you use that 99% alcohol, it usually and it's not very dirty, it'll like get it clean. And then you can put a little bit of vinegar and soap and just brush it out with that to get any like calcium off there.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did a little quick video about this. Like, I had my dirty pieces, and I was like, I think the most cost-effective, easiest way is alcohol and salt.
Yeah.
I bought like the bigger ice cream salt because that's all they had.
Mhm.
I didn't want to buy the fine salt, which is good for the bong, but for the bubblers, it was a little hard.
Yeah, it's hard to get it out. Those bigger chunks tend to like
But it'll like
stick.
dissolve if you leave it
Yeah.
for long enough, right?
Yeah.
Because I just left it for like 40 minutes or 30 real quick.
Yeah.
And but then also what I've done in the past, the 420 cleaner's cool, but that shit's kind of expensive.
Yeah, they have one other one I tried that's really good. I forget what the brand was, but you can like soak a pipe in there and then you wash it off with hot water and it's like almost like brand new after you soak it for a while.
There was another one that I've used before. Had like an I'm trying to remember the brand. But then also what I've done in the past that works pretty nice, but it's like stinks up the whole place. Is just boil it in hot water.
Yeah.
Just cleans the shit out of it. But it's like
Yeah, that's just
then
like
your
a
place is gonna
mess.
smell.
Then sometimes it sticks to the outside.
Yeah, then you ruin your
after,
shit. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
I don't know. That's like the least fun part about smoking, honestly.
Well, that's what, like-
it's never fun cleaning all that shit, dude.
I was talking to a bud tender at the artistry actually, and he was like, we were talking about dabbing, and he's like, dude, you'll like this from the restaurant industry. He's like, dude, I don't like dabbing because I don't want to do side work when I'm high, bro. He's like, I don't want to take a bunch of dabs and have to clean all my dab rig. He's like, I just want to chill.
I know. It's like a whole process. Like these guys have their temp thing. They have their jar for dirty Q-tips, the Q-tip jar, the dab mat. Like
It's
I don't know.
thorough.
It's like the people take it pretty seriously, but like those
It's a little
guys who do
intimidating
that,
for-
they have some real fucking fire.
For real. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see like, even for somebody that's been smoking since I'm 16, like those people that are like, and I have homies that are, you dab sometimes. I have like homies that are like the hardcore dabbers too. And it is a little intimidating to like, cause they're on their game.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you guys are like leveled up on
I
this. I feel
know
like an
they've got
idiot. Like,
their dab timer, their digital temp thing to make sure it's the right temperature and stuff.
yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's like, I don't know, it's like a whole thing just to like take a dab sometimes, but at the same time I need to get some of that stuff.
Yeah,
You should check out
that's where I'm
this
going next. That's a goal. 2023 goal is to dab more.
yeah, you got to check out the Resin Ranch extraction. You got to check out that guy's Instagram.
Resin Ranch.
Yeah. He's pretty funny. He has good stories and he has like a grow somewhere up north, but he grows some good bud and gives out a lot of like good tips and keeps it real.
Right, I'll
But
find
it's
it.
like he has a good like start to finish like hash videos, you know,
Okay.
throughout his grow. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, you got me thinking some hash, bro. I smoked the last I had. I had some like Rose Rider. I think I was smoking or Mandarin Cookies hash ball. I forget what it was. But, you know, I feel like hash is going to have a resurgence too. I think we probably might have talked about this last time.
I think it's already starting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
been going on for a little while, and like, but for I feel like hash was kind of, and it still is pretty low key. When I go into stores, bro, I don't see there's a lot of times they'll carry like one or two hash brands. I see like Biscotti a lot, and then I see like another brand sometimes, but there's not. You know, there's so many flower selections. There's so many concentrate. I know hash is technically a concentrate, but it's like there's so many like there's not too many hash. You know.
Yeah, the new hash is that water hash. It's just like dabbable water hash, or they press it into rosin, you know that, and then they like cold cure it and shit, and that's the fucking new hash right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's expensive to make. It's like a lot of work, so it's fucking expensive. But
I love hash for the versatility component too. I guess other concentrates have it too, but like just like I don't know. I've done stuff like done like the worm around the J and stuff with like wax and
Yeah.
shit, but like it's not the same. Like so much rather just sprinkle some hash in for like a
Yeah.
better burn. I think like
Yeah.
even those infused J's and shit to me like don't a lot of times they'll burn a little weird. They'll taste a little funky. Like I'd rather just have like flour. I'd rather have a straight flour J or a straight J with hash instead of like any live resin or rosin in
Right.
it and stuff.
Yeah.
Personally,
yeah,
like how do you feel about infused joints in general?
we're all right. I've made some with like rosin and stuff. They're pretty good, but sometimes it just starts to like drip all over because they can get kind of messy. But they're good. I like them.
Yeah, I feel like rosin's the way to do it, or hash. But when it's like other shit in there too, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like sometimes I'll smell some
Yeah,
shit.
somebody gave me a joint like that. I've had it for like a year sitting there. It's like diamonds and keef and fucking all this shit. I'm like, I don't even want to fucking smoke it because it's like, it just sounds like it's like a bunch of fucking crappy shit thrown into one joint, you know? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not big into pre-rolls because I just know what would go into a pre-roll, you know?
Yeah, I'm not either. Like I bought a pack the other day,
Yeah.
but besides that, like I think that's like the first one I've ever bought because I love rolling personally. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd rather roll it the size I want for that. But
Yeah.
it is convenient to have a little pack. I bought like one of the Pacific Stone packs.
Oh, okay.
It had 14 in there.
Yeah.
So I was like, and it was pretty nice price point. That's why I got it. But it was
Yeah.
like, it was convenient to have them rolled. But I was just like smoking them a lot faster.
Right.
But dude, it's crazy how many times like I'll see people in the lounge like buy like a 5-pack of pre rolls, 4-pack, whatever it is, just sit there and smoke a whole pack in an hour, 45 minutes or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, damn, a lot people go hard, dude. I'm like, dang, you just smoke like 5 joints to the head, like in like an hour.
Yeah, I can't smoke joints like that. It starts like fucking burning.
Yeah, I
you
can
know?
do like if I dude a gram if I smoke a gram joint to the head, that's like a lot for me. I feel like there's a point, like where it just doesn't do it. This is not worth it anymore for me. That's why I
Yeah.
feel like the right size joint for me is like like a half, like a 0.5 is pretty solid for me
Yeah.
to the head personally, or even a 0.25 or 3.5 can be nice. But it's like once I start going too big, I'm like, dude, I'm not.
Yeah, once you get halfway down the joint, there's so much resin built up in there. It's like fucking hitting hard, yeah?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like. But you know what I rolled for the first time? I did a video on too. Is the rose wraps, like the rose petal wraps.
Okay.
I got them. They were a little dry, so I was like put my breath on them. But I could have used that terracotta rock or something. But I was hesitant, and it was actually pretty good. Like it actually had a nice little like sweet flavor to it.
I never even heard of that.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I'll show you what it looks like later. I have one rolled up. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Kind of like a
So-
novelty thing. They were kind of expensive wraps, kind of like those. I don't know if you've seen the like 24 karat gold wraps.
No.
I did a video on them a while back, but they're expensive. It's kind of just like kind of a hype thing, you know,
Right.
kind of party
Like
vibe.
a celebrational
Yeah, exactly.
little joint wrap.
Little shine wrap, I think they're called. So, but yeah, man, I'm people love those rolling videos, so I'm gonna do more rolling shit. But it's like, you know, it's so simple. Like everything is pretty similar roll.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how many people don't know how to. Or even people that like to roll, like, oh, I love, like, I'll get comments like, I love rolling, but I love watching rolling videos. Like people like into that shit.
Yeah.
It's fun, dude. I'm trying to think of the last video we did that wasn't a podcast.
We should probably make
Oh,
one.
might have been, yeah, we're a little past due, bro. Remember, dude, those, I was telling somebody how those fucking straightener videos hit and then got taken down. Like they both had
we
like,
should,
one of them almost
we
had like,
should wash that bud and make a video with that.
which one? Like a,
With that that frozen nug I have.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 100% down. Yeah, I'll come roll through. Check it out.
Yeah, we can just wash it and then we can press it. It'll have to be over like a couple days or something. 'Cause it'll have to dry, I think, for at least like 1 or 2 days. I'm not sure.
Test that out. That'll be some good shit.
Yeah.
That's why I always liked your shit too, is because you know everything about it. And then, you know, like you said earlier about the store, you don't know what you're getting. It's like you know everything about your shit. You grew it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a little piece of mind. I'm not usually worried by anything from the shops about that, but I have bought some shit from some other people, like a black market shit, where I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like this tastes a little funky, or like there's something like I don't know. Like you get that in the back of your throat, almost feel
Yeah.
like there's something on here, almost like.
Yeah, because there probably is a lot of the time. You know, there's a lot of like pesticides that'll fucking kill everything, you know?
What would
including you, you know,
Yeah,
like a little bit.
yeah, real shit.
Like over time, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff people spray on there that, you know, it'll help them get through the harvest, but it's like if they're selling it and not smoking it, you know, some people just don't fucking care, you know?
Oh,
So,
it's sad, but true, huh?
yeah. It's like,
Just slinging it, fucking getting
Yeah.
their money. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you know, it's like, I wonder how much like black market. I would love to see like the actual black market numbers, you know, versus the legitimate numbers, like what they're selling in just flour,
yeah.
like at the trap shop, trap shops versus like, you know, legit retail. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, you should do it. You should buy some lab test and take some flour in and make a video about it.
Yeah, I
And
should do
just
some
see,
whole like
see
lab
if
test
there's any
series.
difference, you know? Because I bet you there's not that much of a difference, you know? Honestly.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
yeah.
Depending on like which brands you get, I'm sure there's some like brands you buy from like a total legal place that are gonna like fail a bunch of testing if you test it, you know?
Yeah, it's
Same-
crazy how much shit they test for, dude. Going through some of these COAs, I'm like, dang, there's so much shit that could be in there.
Yeah, and it's like some things that they test for like aren't even really that bad, you know, but it's like they test for that for one reason or another, you know.
Yeah, that's where it's like,
Like there's this stuff called spinosad that's organic, you know, but you can't, your weed can't test for that because it can kill bees if you like use it in large amounts. So they like don't allow that in California testing at least.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the different states rules too and stuff. Like Kansas City, Missouri is recreational now, or they passed the bill, which is cool.
Okay.
You know, I have a lot of family in Kansas, so I always keeping an eye on that.
Yeah.
So that's cool to see, man. And then I'm just like, it's just cool to see things expanding, but especially the testing, I feel like is really important, especially for consumed goods. I feel like definitely important for flour. You could sell the pesticides, but I feel like if you're actually consuming, like eating something too, it would be fucked up. to
Yeah,
have, like-
or from smoking, it's like probably worse sometimes. I
yeah, how you
think.
getting in some weird shit in your
Yeah,
lungs.
because like some stuff when you burn it, it's bad. If when you eat it, it's not gonna be as bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and vice versa too. There's probably some
Yep.
weird shit. Yeah, there's I did like an interview for a lab testing like sales gig a long time back, but it was an interesting interview for the guy. But he wanted me to like go like to the other like facility. He didn't even like hire me, but he wanted me to like go to the other facility, like some other like competitor for an interview and like give him information or something. I'm like, it's a little weird, bro. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you to pay me, dude. What? You're trying to get?
That's weird.
Yeah, that was probably like 3 or 4 years ago when I was trying to get in the game a little more. But yeah, it's funny, man. People are always, so many people ask like, how long you been in the industry? I've been doing like the beverage sales for like 2 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I always joke like, since I was 16, been blazing and selling buds.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to think how time goes like that, and how
Yeah.
it changes over time too. Of like, and I find myself like I took a little break from. I was always smoking so many sativas. I've taken a little break from that, but now I'm kind of getting back on that train, like this little orange and shit. But I think we've talked about that too, seeing those kind of come in the market a little more too.
Yeah.
Because it's like for a couple years when it was like nobody wanted, or didn't seem like anybody wanted it.
Right.
But now it's kind of coming back. Have you ever smoked any of Maven Genetics?
No, I've heard of that, but I haven't tried it.
Yeah, they have a grow. I think they had their grow first and flower in a bunch of spots, but they have a Maven store they opened like a couple months back. I stopped by there for the first time, but I didn't realize they have like 30 strains of their own shit.
Oh, okay.
Right there. But it's kind of cool that they have the quality control component of having, their grow and then their store as well.
Yeah.
And I forget who I was talking to was saying that's like always the case and somewhere else. But side note, I'm on a rant here. I want to check out Thailand, bro, now that weed's legal there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm actually looking. That's a goal in 2023 for me, is to go there. Because I was looking like, you can get like a pretty baller hotel, dude, for like 2 weeks for like $800.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's cheap from what I hear.
So I'm interested to see, bro. And I always thought it'd be a cool product to bring to the market too, is in Cali or another state for like the old heads is like a Thai stick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever smoked those. They're pretty popular in New York, or we get them
really?
in Jersey. But yeah, just
Yeah,
like,
that's that old school
yeah,
shit.
old school. I feel like it would work in some shops like that. The old head, I would buy one if I saw it. It's kind of too novelty
I've seen
though.
those in a shop before.
Oh, yeah?
Like a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like
kind of
some like homemade or like weird type of thing. Didn't really ever like. I don't know. I feel like there was like other shit like mixed in with.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah,
back in the day,
I feel like Thai stick's like the original infused like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's today's infused pre-roll almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
How often do you take edibles?
Very rarely.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, maybe like a few times a year, I would say. Like 3 to 4 times a year, maybe.
Did I take them? Me.
Whenever, actually, only when you give them to me.
Dude, I take the shit I take them.
I haven't made edibles in years. I haven't, because I have kids, and if I make edibles, then it's like they see them and they're like, oh, can I eat this? And I'm like, no.
Well, that's why I like the capsules.
Yeah.
That's my favorite way lately. Or I'll just throw it in my smoothie, my coconut oil, or whatever I infuse.
Yeah, if you want to make some edibles, I definitely have some stuff you can make edibles out of if you need some.
Word.
Yeah.
And I got some infusions I can throw you too.
My friend has that like magic butter machine.
I have one.
You have that?
But you know what's funny?
Yeah.
I haven't used it.
Oh, really?
I've used these 2 other Levo devices more. I don't know if you've seen a new one I'll show you I got. It's a Levo C. You can infuse a fat batch. The magical butter does a fat batch too. But yeah, I need to break it out. I got it a while back and just hadn't used it.
How much can you put
did
in
I use
there?
it? You know what? I did use it for a video, but then I lost my card, I think. I forget. I think you can put several ounces. I think you can put like 2 or 3 ounces in magical butter.
Oh, okay.
Don't quote me on that. I forget. I haven't used it. But yeah, these infusion devices coming out are cool. But that's why I was like, I have these devices. I make these infusions anyway. I'm like, I just need to start hooking like you up with some capsules and stuff because I like those because it kicks in quick. It's pretty healthy too because it's just like an MCT oil. But once again, you need to make sure the products are good to start.
Yeah.
But this one's pretty good. I bought an ounce of this, flour from the shop or whatever, $90 bucks.
Okay.
But Yeah, bro, I enjoy it, but I want to start because I'm making the stuff anyway. I just need to start making bigger batches and dosing it out in these little caps.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's what helps me sleep. It's kind of almost a crutch for me now. And when I did try that sleep product for the first time during like the beta testing phase, I didn't take any other cannabis for like 3 nights in a row,
Yeah.
and it still helped me. But I do have such a high THC tolerance at that 5. I was surprised how much it helped me, but I do add a little more.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the edibles do help me knock out
Nice.
for sure.
I should try that.
Yeah, cause and it also fucks with my smoking tolerance. Like I always get really high as soon as I smoke, but I find it wearing off faster the more edibles I feel like I take.
Oh, okay.
But it's crazy. I took a couple days off not that long ago, but then I feel like it's only like 1 or 2 days. I feel like the tolerance spikes back up.
Right.
I feel like after a tolerance break, I didn't even do it like intentionally. I was just traveling, but my sister's wedding. Actually, no, I did smoke then. It was in Colorado. Beautiful there.
Yeah,
I couldn't go in the
sister's getting
dispensary
married in
though.
Colorado too.
Oh yeah, whereabouts?
Near Denver.
Okay.
Yeah.
My sister's was in Estes Park,
Oh, okay.
which I didn't realize was the home of the I'm spacing on the name of the actual hotel, but the Shining Hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like 2 minutes from us.
Oh, that's cool.
And my brother went. I wanted to try it, but supposedly they have like one of the top 10 like fried chicken spots in the nation.
Nice.
And I'm like a fried chicken like fiend.
Nice.
Might have to do that today.
Well,
Actually, it's
you're
been a long
lucky,
time.
dude, because every new restaurant that opens sells fried chicken these
Yeah,
days.
it's been like the hot chicken thing. You know, you used to have the best, and then it went way downhill. The Manhattan House. I don't know if you've ever eaten there.
On PCH. Right?
Yeah,
I ate there once.
They had this butter. I think they changed chefs or something. They had this
Okay.
bone-in buttermilk fried chicken. Had like best fried chicken I'd had in my life.
Oh, okay.
And then my family comes in town. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna give you guys the best fried chicken you've ever fucking had.
Yeah.
And then we get there, and it's like, boneless chicken breast fried, and it's just like big chicken tenders, basically.
Yeah.
I was just so let down because I love this shit, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dude. Yeah, it got me thinking fried chicken now. I want to also start doing some other like infused food. I'm gonna do some infused dinners with just cocktails. I'm thinking instead of the food. I feel like the infused drinks is a little more it's easier to know exactly what you're getting than the food and the onset time for people.
Yeah.
Because I've been to some of these dinners where people get worried and stuff. Even the people who don't even dose that much might take too much. I don't know. I feel like the drinks are just easier dosed.
Oh, okay.
Like even last night, bro, I gave this Calm, a big bottle of this Calm to 2 ladies who never, like, I just have such a light tolerance. I'm like, yo, try this shit. Like, fucking loved it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why I love that one in particular. It's cool giving people that experience. Like,
Yeah.
their first cannabis experience, and they'll see what happens from there.
Right.
There's a lot of people that come out of state, and it's like kind of mind blowing for them coming to the lounge. Or there's a lot of people who just like have never, or people who've been smoking, stoners their whole life.
People are just excited to try new things, you know?
Yeah, and it's been so like shunned.
When can you go to a restaurant and get a cannabis product, Not here,
It's
Do they have
awesome.
food there too, or no? Or is it just drinks?
They do. So they were getting it from one restaurant next door. They partnered with. They're moving to a new one. So that long story short, yes, they do. They just partner with other restaurants.
Oh, okay.
At the moment, I think it's probably like a licensing or legality thing to have a food license on premise or something.
Right.
But essentially, next door it works out well. They kind of have their system in place, and like a little QR code on the table. You order from the restaurant, and they also have like a dessert cookie place.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
you can order drinks or flour or whatever you want. And they also have like shit you can rent, bongs, like that gravity bong's pretty popular.
Oh, okay.
So I think to like rent that's $20, or you can like walk up to the bar and take like you can get like a bowl pack in it for like $7 or something like that.
Oh, that's tight.
You can rent like Puffco's and Dr. Dabber, I think, is the other one that looks pretty cool.
Can you bring your own weed, or do you have to like buy it there?
You have to buy it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's no corking fee.
No,
Not yet.
not yet, but that's
That's the next step where they have like.
I'm sure
really
people low key
like
slide their
awesome,
shit in. But
I know. How are they gonna? I don't know. That's pretty cool though. I'm gonna have to go take my
come check it,
girlfriend
dude. Let's
to check it out.
come check it out on a Friday when I'm there, or I'll just meet you there and just kick it, or just check it out your guys' house. But I'd like to try to give you the full experience, hook you up with some drinks and shit.
When's the next one?
Friday, next Friday. Like you can get a Koan drink there any day, but we do like a little special Koan bar on Friday nights.
Oh, okay.
So it's fun, bro. Like you said, it's just cool to be in that environment. Like I forget sometimes. I've been doing this for like probably 3 months now, working with the artistry, and I'll go in there sometimes and like get a fat waft of the weed or see like some smoke in there, and I'm like, oh, I forget I'm in a weed lounge. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
it's
cool.
kind of old school, you know. Bring me back to that like the restaurant days when people smoking cigs.
Do you need like reservations to go there or something, or?
Yeah, they recommend reservations for sure.
And do you like? Is it like you pay to get in, or?
No, there's no cover charge.
Okay.
There's just you just have to buy the stuff there.
Right.
Is really the only thing. So,
Okay.
or you could buy it down. They have their dispensary downstairs, so you can buy stuff from their dispensary downstairs, bring it up, or in the lounge you can order stuff up there too. So
Oh,
either way,
cool.
if you buy it, you just have to buy it from there,
Right.
and you can roll it up, smoke it, rent your shit, do the cocktails.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Maybe we'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, roll through, man. I'll hook you up with some Koan cocktails, bro.
Sweet.
Yeah, get you guys some Il Margaritas, man.
Nice.
You feeling that wonder at all?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that works good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, bro. Yeah, it's good to catch up, man. Like I said, I've been kind of slacking on all this podcast and everything. You know what it is too? It's like there's a couple things, you know, just getting busy in life, some on personal stuff, a little like creator burnout a little bit.
Mhm.
But I think what it is too is like what I've realized once I fall out of once I'm in my flow, it's so much easier. Once I fall out, it's like, okay, I'm a put it out next week or do this next week. But like once I'm like more committed, like this is coming out every week and I'm in my flow,
Yeah.
I'm more like on my game. Once I took too much steps back and kind of fell off, then it just became easier. It becomes easier and easier not to like
Yeah.
put
I know
out
what you mean.
content.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's the same thing with growing. Like I've been like procrastinating on getting everything trimmed for my harvest, but if I had another crop that I had to put in there right now, it would have been done a long time ago. But it's like I'm just gonna take a little break here.
Well, maybe when we roll down to that video, I can help you finish up, put in a couple hours of trimming for you, man.
Yeah, yeah. Or if we can just wash it all and press it, you know?
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. How much is it, you think, total?
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a good amount.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely like a few pounds or so.
Okay, word.
Yeah. Enough to like
Make some good shit.
a bunch of edibles and a bunch of hash for us. Yeah.
Okay, bro. Yeah, yeah, I'm really excited to step up my edible game too, and that's what I realized about my content too.
Yeah.
Because I have these old edible videos that are doing really well,
Mhm.
but like, and I have newer ones too where I put in more knowledge and shit. But it's like I've learned so much since I've done my initial videos that I need to put out there more.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people are seeing these videos and like my actual knowledge of what I'm able to do is so much better than some of these old videos. But so it's inspiring more to make more to up my game, make more like butter video. Our crockpot butter videos done really well.
Yeah.
We did a fair amount of videos back in the day, bro.
Yeah. Of all the
The
grow
grow,
stuff,
we did
yeah.
the hash, we did we've done a good amount of shit, bro.
It looks like you have enough space in here to get a little tent in this place.
Bro, my last spot, even as shitty as it was, would have that I had that whole back room I was gonna do something in,
Right.
but then things just escalated too much. It's like I gotta get the fuck out of here, dude. But yeah, I could probably do a little something. It's just
yeah,
like
you can put a 4x4 tent in one of the corners of this place or something.
and like my excuse and justification too is like if I don't even have time to like be on my like content schedule, it's like how am I gonna have time for a plant? But I have these guys that I
You
think
couldn't get one of those self-watering pots they have. They're pretty cool.
I need to hit up. There's a couple 2 years ago probably now when it first came out,
Mhm.
it, like grows it for you. It's like it looks like a refrigerator like that, and you put your weed in it, and you just press buttons, and it's supposed to grow it for you essentially.
I remember they used to have these things. I think it was called the Gravitron, maybe.
Was that like the circle thing?
It was like octagon or hexagon with bulbs around the edges, and you'd put like one plant in the middle of it. That was like the old school like
I've
one
seen-
plant thing.
I saw some video a while back of some.
I don't
dude
think it
doing-
was the Gravitron.
I saw
feel
some
like that
dude
was
doing
a
no. I
carnival
saw some
ride, but-
dude claiming doing a gravity grow, a reverse grow though. And I forget what this video. It's like I'm fucking don't remember what it was at all, but it tripped me out because he was claiming it was like super legit. So he was had all just if you inverted the plant.
Yeah, I've
He was
seen
saying that
vertical.
I think he was saying like the
There's
nutrients go into
there's
the.
like these vertical grows where they grow like along a wall of plants, and they have the lights like hanging in between rows. There's like some guys called the vertical boys. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they fucking grow like that and
Shit.
like rows.
What's it supposed
There's
to do?
also
What's the perk of that? You think?
you can get way more plants in less space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you need less square footage that way
Okay.
to like grow like a lot of plants. But it seems like a bitch to like get it all set up like that too. And there used to be some other thing that had the light down the middle and it had a reservoir in the bottom, and then all the plants would like lock into this giant cylinder, and it would like fucking spin the plants around the light.
That's the
and
one
then,
I was
then
thinking
like
of.
the roots would like dip in the middle. But then I don't get how like all the water didn't like drip all over your plants and shit all the time.
Yeah, it's weird.
But
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many different people just experimenting too. Like, let's
Yeah.
see what this does. Let's grow it on its side.
Yeah, a lot of the places are growing like multi-level grows now with like racks.
Yeah, I've seen
So
that.
they're like lined up with like 3 sets of plants, just to like, because it's all about like price per square footage and how much
Yeah.
weed per square footage you can grow. You know?
Yeah, I heard somebody saying this how much some of these people were paying like just electricity bills. It blew my mind, like millions.
Yeah, when
Supposedly. I
we
don't-
had to grow, we didn't even have to pay an electricity bill somehow. It was the power was free, and the rent was like $8,800 a month there in downtown LA. But you could use as much power as you wanted.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know how they had that worked out, but that's how it was there.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I've been like.
and that shit used a lot of fucking power, dude. Yeah, for all the lights
real,
and
yeah.
ACs and fans and fucking.
Damn.
Yeah, all the dehumidifiers. Like, I couldn't imagine how much the power bill would have been there.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty solid deal then.
Yeah,
Cause yeah, I've been and I'm looking online too at like dispensaries. Like, I always try to see what's for sale out there. Just curious, like retail and lounges and stuff.
mm-hmm.
But like, I almost think we should just like open a bar, bro. Just a regular bar,
Mm-hmm.
alcohol bar, and just do private events out of it for cannabis. Because private events are kind of their own thing. That's like kind of like a loophole, at least right now, in some ways. I don't know.
That's a pretty good idea.
Because then you could have like after hours, or you could close it down for the day. Like,
Yeah,
we're closed
I
for the
just
day.
wouldn't want to work at a bar like all night. That's the thing,
Yeah, it could be.
It's like I can't do that late night life right now. But
Yeah, I
like
hear
I've been
ya.
wanting to open a small restaurant, or like something like that with a bar though too. Because like where I live, there's nothing like that at all. It's like these people they won't support this kind of thing, and no one even like tries to open anything like that. But I feel like wherever I work, I see people from where I live come down there sometimes, and they all like it, So it's like, it's just someone needs to try, It's like you can't be in a bougie neighborhood right away, but it's like you just gotta
Yeah,
put it out there,
Yeah, I think, and
Because I've just gotten tired of just like working and like,
I could see you. I could see you definitely rocking your own place because
Yeah.
you go hard as fuck. You know everything. It's like, yeah.
I feel like I have a good eye for like people, like who to like bring in to help and like who to like promote too, But I'd love to get my own business someday. It's just all a matter of like making a plan and then following the steps to get there, It's just got to get it down on paper and do it,
Yeah.
But that's like the next goal for sure. Been trying to convince my girlfriend to get on the same page.
You guys could-
but
you
she
guys
has
could rock
like
it
she has
together.
a good job and she likes her job. It's just
Well,
I gotta show her that it's like I'm actually gonna do this and she'll be on board. It just
Do you
can't
know what
be
kind
a-
of concept
it
you want
can't
to
be
go?
all talk. I'm not really sure yet. Yeah.
But yeah, like if I was gonna open like just a straight restaurant, I would get the smallest brick and mortar spot possible,
Yeah.
and just focus on, and have an area with a couple small tables,
Yeah.
like kind of exclusive maybe vibe, or like regulars, but really just cranking out like to goes and stuff, kind of
Yeah,
COVID style.
that's like such a big part of it now, is the to-go. It sucks, dude. As someone who's like a bartender and a
Yeah,
server,
I
it's
feel
so
that.
annoying.
I feel that,
The other
bro.
day, it's like these people ordered like 16 items to go or something, and like the lady's like waiting there for it for like an hour, the delivery person, and it's like the restaurant is busy and I have a big party, and it's like, damn, dude, these people didn't give me a shit for a tip, It's like, yeah, because the kitchen got crashed by like a giant to-go order, and their food fucking took forever, It's like,
Well, and
so it's like, you have to like, as a new restaurant, you have to like be pre-focused as to go being part of your thing, because so
especially
many
with
people
COVID,
order
that
food
happened.
now for delivery,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would build my business focused around that for sure.
Yeah, they have this spot by my house that runs like 100 concepts out of a building, and like it's like a giant kitchen, and there's different stoves and stuff, and they run like at least 100 menus out of there.
So you could kind of rent it. So it's kind of like a co-working space for
Yeah, it's like a
restaurateurs.
co-op, like you've heard of Cracker Barrel, right?
Yeah.
They have a spot there. That's like a big corporate place. It's called Cracker Barrel Kitchen. They don't even have
So you could-
Cracker Barrel here,
Okay.
around here, but you can order it to go out of there. And then like they have random places, like this one place is called like fucking grilled cheese heaven, and they have all these weird grilled cheeses, like 20 grilled cheeses, and they have just all these different weird names, so if people search for something it'll pop up, but they're all running them out of that place,
So are they serving? Can you go as a customer by there, or is it more
you
being
can pick
distributed
up
out of
there. Like you can order off a DoorDash to pick up there. If you walked in there, I've never even walked in, but you could probably walk in and just order
So
some
it's like a food court almost.
Kinda, yeah. It's like a hub for DoorDash, and it's right near the freeway,
Shit.
and most of the places there are only on DoorDash. So that's the future of like restaurants. They're gonna have a separate commissary kitchen where they run all their to-goes out of. That's what they should have, because then it doesn't crash your other restaurant, and you can use your commissary kitchen to like prep for your local restaurants and do like prep out of there and stuff, and then you run like half your menu, like the most popular items for delivery only out of there, That's like the way to go for sure.
Dude, like even when I've gone out lately, like I got lunch yesterday, like hearing the DoorDash every time I go out, you just hear that ding ding ding, the DoorDash thing.
Oh, I hate it. I just want
it's
to throw it in the
traumatizing, bro.
trash. It's like that thing rings, and then if you don't like hit the button, the phone starts ringing.
Oh, dude, that
and
would
they
piss
start
me off so
calling
much.
the restaurant. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like,
and then you have like the drivers come, and they're like, "Oh, dude, is this shit fucking ready? Oh, it's not even. You didn't even put it in. Oh, fuck." I'm like, dude, I don't fucking care, man. You're not giving me shit. You want some water? Like, oh no, it's okay. I'm like, okay, man. Well then, fuck off.
the funniest was
If you
all
don't want to
dude.
wait, then just click decline order and move
bro, that's
on
why
with your
Postmates was
day.
always so stupid to me, was that they wouldn't order till they got there.
Oh, really?
I don't know if they still do that.
Yeah.
But what they used to do, because DoorDash has it. That's probably why they're the most popular. Is DoorDash has it is the easiest. DoorDash is like the
I don't know. I've been on both sides. I use DoorDash like every week, like a few times a week. And then there's Grubhub and Uber Eats. I've never used those that much, but like whenever someone gets a Grubhub for my job, it's like half the time like no one will like show up to get it, or like it gets fucked up all the time through Grubhub somehow. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, and when you were saying that before about like just the picking up, what's going to be if somebody's probably already working on is basically like the or like once DoorDash can add the feature of how they can pick up booze for you now, or
Yeah,
like a GoPuff.
they should be able to pick up weed too.
Once
Yeah.
that's added on there, bro.
Yeah.
But that's gonna add a whole other element because you know how long it can take. Dispensaries are so hit or miss. Like I've been in dispensaries where I'm in and out, in 20 or a minute.
Right.
And then I've been also in dispensaries where I've been stuck in there for like 45. Like,
Well, that's why it's got to be interconnected with the DoorDash.
Yeah,
you
just
know,
have it
they
ready.
have to like he'll have to like do it themselves, kind of like these hubs for DoorDash because they like to do those double orders, you know, and they when you're running 100 different concepts out of one building, like imagine how many double orders they get. It's like, oh, cool, this thing's right here,
Shit,
you know.
yeah. Do you ever do cannabis delivery at all?
Sometimes there's one called like High Tide or something that's near our house. We've ordered from them a few times when, you know, we're just wanting to like get something really good and
Okay.
the good local guy is not around, you know.
Nice. I've heard of that high tide. I know where Koan was in 99 high tide in Malibu.
Yeah, they have these there, you know. So we've tried a couple of these flavors from CBX.
Yeah, they're cool.
They have like their own house brand and stuff like that, but it's fucking a ripoff. It's just so expensive, you know.
It adds up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know who's made so that you don't need to have a subscription anymore that we're going to be doing some more business with too is Nug Club.
Yeah, I've heard
So
of that.
they used to have a subscription to get the deal. Now I think I think he told me you have to pay 3 days out or 36 hours in advance. I forget, but you can they have some pretty serious discounts
You
on
can
there.
just buy like an a la carte like box or something.
Yeah, and then just with some notice, they'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, it adds up. But yeah, it's like that's where like going to all these shops, like I'll just run into good deals, and like then I spend too much money though doing that. I'm like, oh fuck, it's hard to pass up this fucking free
Yeah,
shit.
I wish they had a shop where you could go and just get like locally grown, like really good
Like-
small batch
like everything.
cannabis, you know, and that's like it was grown this way, you know, like outdoor in fucking Long Beach or you know whatever, you know, but it like you could see where it came from and just get some like really different unique type shit instead of like giant batches that are like broke down into eighths that sit there for months, you know, like
I was talking to I was at that Woods Lounge yesterday, and I was talking to the girl who was giving me or making me my drink, and she was from Colorado, spacing on her name right now, but she was saying that they still like just the differences, you know, of doing the old school jars still and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the other person that was right there, I kind of miss that sometimes rolling in, and I know the trap shops still do it, but like
Yeah, it's just better like that. Who wants to buy it? I like all the packaging and stuff. It like looks cool.
But it's
It
so much
looks
more
like
environmental
candy,
friendly,
but it's
though.
like you don't know what you're gonna get until you walk out of there, you know?
because they're gonna put the best nog on display, right?
Well, that's how they used to do it at one place. They'd have like one nug on display, and then they'd shoot you like some jars through the window. But usually,
that's what
like,
it is at most places.
most of the places, it would just be like, yeah, I hate that now. But you can't even like, I don't know. They have like the nug and like a fucking salt shaker thing, so you can smell it through the top. I want to see like a bunch of the weed, not just one bud. You know?
Yeah, because it could be deceiving. It could have been a prime batch, and you're getting a different batch.
You just get a better look at
it could,
it. You know?
well, it could literally be a whole different batch too.
Yeah.
Probably not,
Yeah.
because they'd send it all together. But still, it could be the peak. They could send like the sample. Like, dude, I was talking. I forget. I don't even want to say where it was or the buyer, but this buyer, I was kicking it and talking to him when I was dropped by, and somebody gave him these samples of flour, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the most bunk smelling shit. It didn't even smell like weed, dude. I was like, what
They
is
should have
this?
like a flower rating system. You know how they have like those like wine enthusiast things. I'm like, this is a 91 point wine from this, you know? They should fucking have that for weed too. And they should put it on the jars and have like some standard thing. There's like people out there that are like, yeah, I'm a fucking weed sommelier. I know there's some guy like
Yeah,
that.
somebody
He's like,
started
this
that,
is
yeah.
how you smell it. You gotta do like a small sniff and then like a bigger sniff and then you just gotta like do a super sniff and that's how you need to smell it. And they need to like train people to smell the weed and test for the texture and just fucking, dude, give that bitch a rating. Be like, this is fucking some 75 weed. It's pretty good, you know. Like this
Have you ever
weed's a
seen,
90 plus
have you
flower.
seen
You know?
have you seen the
But I guess it's like
Inspector
to each
Ganja I've
their
had
own.
on here?
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah.
I like his rating scale. He does some cool shit.
I forgot about his rating
He
scale.
just has like different. He like breaks it down on a bunch of different levels. Like let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would be helpful to the consumer. Just I'm like, dude, is this gonna be some real fucking fire, or is it just like pretty good? Yeah.
Because let's see what he does here. So speaking of, okay, so like speaking of CBX, he's like Supreme Cream. So he's like overall experience. Wait, so okay, so he's like talks about the aroma. He has a whole list about the aroma. Talks about the ash, bud structure, duration, his effects, flavors, the penny pinchers tests, and then he goes to bud structure, 10 out of 10, aroma, 9 out of 10, flavor, 8.75 out of 10, smoke, 9.5 out of 10, effect, 9 out of 10. But he has all this other info way before that.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty in depth. I was like, oh, that's dope, dude. He goes that's like I respected that a lot, and that like was dope to have him on and kick it, talk about it, because like I did a couple flower like reviews back in the day when I first did my channel, but like I like most stuff. Like I'm not like I'm a connoisseur in a way, but it's hard for me to give stuff like a hardcore rating like that and dive that. I guess I wasn't going near as deep as him, is what I'm trying to say. I'd be like, oh, I like this. It
I
tastes
feel
good.
that there's like a level, like if you go too deep, you're just gonna like lose a lot of people. But if like you could put a number on flour,
That's why he does
you
it
know,
pretty nice.
besides the price, because like the price is like fucking deceiving. Sometimes you might get some bomb shit for a better price, or
Well, like like or even stuff like Seth Rogen's houseplant selling for like $76 an eighth.
yeah,
Grown from what I hear, or what I think it might even say it on the packaging. I haven't bought it, but it's grown by THC Design, to my knowledge. You can go buy a THC Design Fire Eighth for like 45.50.
yeah,
So it's like, so that happens a lot. You know, these like the Soldier Exotics, who's grown by like Grizzly Peak, or like a lot of these celebrity brands, being a celebrity brand, tack on that additional $10-$20 tax when it's literally the same quality product. I mean, and that's happened throughout.
That shit is
that's
like,
happened on.
I don't know. It's fucking weird. They don't have like celebrity brand strawberries or bananas and shit. You know.
I guess they do.
And
I guess
weed,
they do
it's like kind of
tequila a
like
little
just
bit.
some produce. You know, it's like.
But nobody's really crushed. Like, there hasn't been anybody who's really killed the celebrity cannabis, in my opinion. I think probably the best that's happened is probably Khalifa Kush is decent. Like it's for like holding standing power.
Yeah.
Houseplan's pretty good. I like what Houseplan's done with their non-cannabis stuff, selling a lot of other merchandise and shit for your house, like weed accessories. But like, because I'll ask people all the time, like, what's I'll talk about celebrity brands or whatnot, and most bud tenders, especially us, just like hype and whatnot.
Yeah,
but it's like, can you think?
That
Can you
Cookies brand seems like the most successful
the
brand.
Gary Payton.
You know, they have Gary Payton, they have
I've heard-
Wiz Khalifa, they have like Burners, the fucking owner, or whatever. You know, like they're.
I guess if you put them to the side,
you see their shirts on the street. You see people wearing it.
Yeah.
You see people wearing Cookies hats. And
They're
you're like,
international.
Do they even smoke weed? I don't even know. They're just might be wearing the shirt. You know, like.
Yeah, and they're like international.
Yeah.
So I guess to your point, if you put Cookies aside with some of those collabs, like, it's just like I don't think people think it has as much staying power. But I haven't seen anybody put. I think the thing that's worked kind of for Wiz's favor is he's rapped about it so much and talked about it more than a lot of other celebrities. Oh, I guess Chong. I think, you know who's the best. I think, who's probably done the best, or in my opinion, at like staying within the culture is Jay and Silent Bob, bro. With their products, because they'll still go to dispensaries, bro, and do meet.
Okay.
They'll do meet and greets at like big dispensaries, smaller dispensaries. They'll run deals on their.
I didn't even know they had
Yeah,
product.
yeah, they have like their Moon Rocks. They got some
Okay.
other pre-rolls and stuff too. Like, I honestly haven't smoked their stuff,
Right.
but I've talked to bud tenders and I've seen them on social media. Like, and they do the same thing with their movies. They they tour the nation and have their fans show up. Like, they're still in the trenches, like going to dispensaries, doing shit. Like,
That's cool.
so and Tommy Chong's done his products have a decent following, but
Yeah.
there's no like the brands like Wild Gummies and like Stizzy Vapes. Like, there's no celebrity brand that's like that, pop
Yeah.
that I can think of. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know what celebrity brand I would want to buy. Like, because who would be a funny one? Who would be a funny celebrity to have like a fucking Jim Carrey weed,
Yeah.
or some random person that you would never think like.
Adam Sandler or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's the thing is so many. You see this P Diddy acquiring like this Cresco deal. I need to read more into it, but he acquired this like multi-state operator for like 180 mil, 150
Okay.
mil or some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But they own a lot of brands. Like you're saying, they've acquired a lot of other brands under their name.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that goes. You see the Circle K shit?
No.
Starting next year in Florida, this fucking headphone. Starting next year in Florida, they're supposedly going to be selling weed at a Circle K gas stations.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
That's what I thought legal weed would look like. It would be like at the store and stuff. Yeah.
I guess it's like that in
first heard of
Canada.
it.
Oh, but I ran into this guy who lived in Canada the other day that nobody's told me before, so I don't know how true this is. This was this week at a dispensary. He's like, yeah, he's like, I'm visiting from Canada, but he's like, Canada shit sucks. He's like, they have all these laws even with their food, with like bacteria that they like put it under all these lights and shit to kill anything.
Oh, really?
He's like, so they do that to their bud and it's all dry and shit. I'm like, oh, so like I don't know if that's 100% true. He just told me that,
Oh, okay.
so I might want to fact check that anybody, but it's like, it was interesting.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of shitty weed in Canada. They like, you ever heard of like Beasters?
Yeah,
You know?
that's where it started, right?
I
The
guess.
Beaster name from
But like, there's good weed everywhere now.
That's
you
what.
know?
Well, that's what I've always thought. Like, there's always somebody who can grow. If you can grow it, you can grow good shit anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that or we talked about the episode of those guys I had on from Tennessee, Flow Gardens.
I think I heard it.
They
yeah.
grow they won Emerald first place in the, I think it was the Emerald Cup for
Okay.
For the CBD alternative CBD flower.
Oh, that's cool.
But they gave me some. I don't know if I have any more. But they sent me some of the jars. But it's pretty crazy. It looks like regular nugs and whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
just being a CBD flower. But what blew my mind the most is that's happening in Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know, it's not THC, but like the structures there, there's still some THC prevalent in the nug. But it's like, that was just kind of mind blowing to me that they're growing that shit in
Yeah,
Tennessee.
there's a lot of farmland out there, so it's like, it seems like a natural place to grow, you know?
Yeah.
Oklahoma is big too, I guess.
Oklahoma's been, I've been hearing some things about them too. Yeah, they expanded really quick. I know a guy I had on Smokelahoma TV on the podcast opened his own lounge a while back. I need to have him back on and see how things are going.
Okay.
But it's pretty reasonable to get set up there. Like, you know, open a lounge. Some states have made it easier.
Yeah, that seemed like, from what I heard from people, Oklahoma was like the state making it like the most easy to do it for like normal people, you know? You don't have to be a millionaire to get into that there.
Yeah, which is great. Which is also probably going to be the same thing that's kind of happening here, I think, where there'll be too much, like retail.
Yeah.
Because like I almost feel like it's so competitive. You know, like you're saying, like or you go to places and even like up, I think it might have been Lompoc or something, where there's like little pockets of where the legislation says there can be dispensaries.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally like 10 dispensaries within like a mile radius.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when it's like that, it's like, dude, that's so ultra competitive. Like that's like, or just the amount of licenses in general. But it's survival of the fittest, I guess. That's the American way, right?
Yeah, only some of them will last, you know? It's like, that's how the Valley used to be on Ventura Boulevard. In like the 2-mile radius, there was like probably like 50 shops, you know? Just like everywhere. Like Starbucks, you know?
That's nuts, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they keep popping up, dude.
Yeah.
They change names a lot too. Ownership and licensing and stuff, but it's crazy, dude, how many there are and still popping.
Yeah, they
Which is
closed
great.
down, they opened back up.
But that's why it's like that's why it's so fucked up too in California, like this Redondo thing. Okay, you can only have 2 there, but there's so many other counties that don't allow any.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, why isn't California fully open? Like, it would be
So like,
frustrating,
which
bro.
2 stores are gonna open then?
I don't know.
Oh.
So I'll do. We need to do more research, but whoever has those, I bet it's gonna go to the highest bidder, right? Or the best connection, or like you said, somebody that's in the city. But I've seen this guy, Elliot. I forget his last name right now, but I follow him on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
He owns the Catalyst cannabis shops.
Oh, okay.
But he was going against he was like going hard on how having this thing. Like I would see him post videos about like walking around getting signatures for this because there was another like councilman or something, Redondo, who was super against it.
Hmm.
So I kind of saw some of that, like his videos on the back end of like them fighting to get this in Redondo and whatnot. So maybe he'll
Maybe
end up
they're
getting.
gonna try and
Yeah,
get one of
maybe.
the shops.
Hopefully, for all the hard work I saw him put in, he can get one. But yeah, I'd be, dude. It'd be fucking crazy to live. I didn't even think about that before. Like living in a county in California where there's no dispensary. Like you can't even get legal weed if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, you
I
can
didn't
still
even
have a
know-
home grow, but it'd be just a trip. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I can't get any like around my city. I have to like drive to like the next city over to like 'cause there's no
dude, I used to drive from Torrance. When I first moved out here, I used to drive to Green Goddess. Was the only one I go to, because they would take out of state IDs.
right. Yeah, I definitely sold some hash to Green Goddess back in the day in
That's fucking
Venice Beach,
Yeah,
right?
that's, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some early shatter.
Yeah,
It was called
dude, you gotta
amber.
miss
It was
those
called
days,
like
bro.
amber glass or some shit. It's like before It was like
Yeah.
the first shatter I've ever seen. They were like, "What the fuck is this stuff, dude?"
Dude, that's fucking old school, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that's I just and it'll be interesting. Hopefully, it can become that, like we're saying with Oklahoma, just less barrier to entry,
Hmm.
because it's like, dude, it's like, so many people who really are passionate about the plant just don't have access to do. They can go work for somebody or do what they want, but like to have access to, kind of, oh, I guess you could low key illegally do anything you want, but it's like to have like it'd be cool if I could easily get a license to sell like edibles. It didn't cost me
Yeah, or just have like a
$200,000.
micro
Yeah, like a micro business where I don't
farm
need
to
to pay. Yeah.
table grow thing, where you grow it in the back and you sell it out the front, and you have like a little restaurant bar type thing,
And I think I might have mentioned it before, but I looked in. There was this. I don't know if it's open yet, but there's like a co-working space that you can manufacture. It's like a cannabis kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So it basically cuts down the cost for you, but it's still like expensive, like 80,000 at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think there's like 16 or 12 different business models you can buy the license for, like nursery, cooking,
I think I don't.
delivery service.
What would you? I don't know if I was gonna buy a license right now. I don't know what I would buy. Like if I was really like, if I had the money to pull the trigger on it, because
Yeah.
I'd be like, I would probably go delivery. I don't know.
It would probably have to be that.
I'd probably
like,
go-
the lounge.
I
thing,
might-
you
I'd
know?
probably
But
go
that's
actually-
probably like one of the most expensive.
I might go
licenses.
manufacturing, maybe.
Yeah.
Because manufacturing is only going to keep needing to expand for all these consumer packaged goods and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's the thing. And that's props to anybody who's doing it and taking risks. Because dude, like, it's stressful not knowing like the laws changing like this. Like you never know.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're fucking paying all this tax. Like shit.
Yeah, it's hard.
Plummeting.
Yeah,
But-
and the bigger you get, the more complicated it gets. It's hard.
Yeah, and then that's the fun part to me too. It's such a fun industry. And it's crazy thinking back that you had that experience to like when it was like what year was that when you were like able to roll into a shop and like sell your homegrown?
That was. I'm trying to think. Like probably like 15 years ago. Like in like '05,
And when the vibe rolled, like, what was the vibe like when you rolled in front? You just be, yo, I got some good shit. Like, you
I
want
would
to check
just like call places. I had like a list of all the places, and I would call and try and set up appointments with them. And then the ones where I couldn't get a hold of anyone, and I would just like walk in. I only had one place where they're like, "Oh, you can't bring that in here," like.
So yeah, you were doing
Only
you were doing
one
legit
place
cannabis
tripped out
sales,
on
bro.
it. Every other place I brought that stuff to, they most of them all got some, and yeah, they liked it. It was on the menu. You'd go in, your shit would be on the menu.
That must
and-
feel good.
But like the weird part is like you'd call it one thing, and every place would call it something different on their menu.
Well, and that's why when I was in Kansas and Jersey,
Yeah.
I never paid much credence to the strains.
Yeah.
I would always just say I'm getting good shit because I don't even trust it's whatever your green crack or whatever you're saying it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we had like BHO. It was like hash oil. You know, we had some stuff called marble hash that were like little black balls that he
Where were
used.
you making this?
My friend would make it at his fucking house. You know?
Word.
Yeah, he would make it at his house, or he would make it at this other guy's house that he knew, like, who lived near Magic Mountain somewhere. But that guy sold to like tons of the shops, and he got connected with him. But eventually, those guys' relationship like fell apart, you know, and then he didn't have enough access to stuff to make hash with, and it just fell apart because we had accounts that wanted more, and it'd be like, oh, well, we only have this many grams, and they wanted more, and everything would be sold pre-packaged, you know, and like jarred up for them. It was cool. We used to keep them in baseball card boxes, all the little grams and stuff.
Oh shit! Like the
Yeah.
wax boxes.
Nah, like those little like ones you would keep like 800 cards in.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, just
yeah,
like
yeah.
all stacked up in little
Okay.
containers,
That's
and then
sick.
you know most shops were on consignment or something, so they'd like you drop it off and then they'd like pay you in a couple days.
Did you find that? Did you have trouble collecting payment ever?
No,
Isn't it?
no, it would take like 3 days, and they'd call you and they'd give you the cash, or some places would just pay you right away when you brought it.
It's
But
crazy
it
what
was
an
chill.
issue
Like
that
we
is.
it would have been, dude. If he didn't like fucking blow that relationship, we would have been still like in the thing.
You could be
'Cause
one of the legacy
we were in
brands.
early on.
Yeah,
know?
you could be one of the legacy.
It was way before dabbing.
what did you
was,
call
like,
your brand?
Popular at all? It didn't even have a name.
It
Yeah,
was,
we
yeah.
didn't. It wasn't like a brand name. There was no brands.
But it would have been, I'm sure.
Yeah, there wasn't brand names back then. There was no brands. Yeah, there was no such thing as like a cannabis brand then, because it was all fucking
Yeah.
like medical, you know.
Yeah, that's a trip
It
to
was
think
like
about.
when it was all medical. They're like, I never saw a
Do
brand.
you remember seeing the first flower brand that you heard of or saw anywhere?
No, I don't know. I remember like
I'm trying to think of the first one I bought.
Oxy or some shit was one of the early brands.
They just got
like
acquired by High Times.
okay, like they were one of the first like brand names that I would see in the shop that I went to of like wax and shit, and then there was like heavy hitters. Most of the brands started coming out with pens first, you know, before you would see like brand name flour. You'd see brand name wax and stuff, you know. But the flour was mostly grown by the shops, like own grows and stuff. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like branded. Now everyone has their brand name, illegal or not, you know? Like everyone's a brand, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like the world now.
Yeah, I was about to say it's crazy just in
Yeah.
general. Like
Yeah,
it's like you
everyone's
gotta.
got their own brand.
It's like
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, and it's pushed so hard. It's like, and if you don't, you're kind of like,
Yeah, what
somebody's
are
got
you?
a leg.
Oh,
so,
you're not a brand? You're not, what are you then? You know?
Well, yeah. Somebody might even have like in terms of like a job or something else. Somebody who has a more establishment could have potentially have a leg up if not.
Yeah.
But that's where I need to. I need to work on like my personal brand more. I need to do more business content on LinkedIn and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, goals. I know I do need to step up to LinkedIn because I really do enjoy the content on LinkedIn and interacting when I do.
Okay.
Because basically everybody I follow is cannabis, so I like
Right.
see a lot of good articles pop up, a lot of good people, just people talking about shit that keeps me educated. It's way better than me. My Instagram was pretty cool because I followed all Instagram people too.
Yeah.
I mean all cannabis people too, but yeah, I'm not looking at like, but still I prefer LinkedIn. It's more educational for me. I get a lot more from that. But it takes time. But that's where it's like at the same time I've seen my buddy Mike putting out a bunch of shorts. It's like you could take that same short and put it on YouTube now with YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram.
Oh, okay.
But that's where it's like I just want to hire somebody because I don't really want to do it all. Even though
Yeah.
I probably will, but like with all these videos, I have like 400 videos or something, including podcasts, like just to take clips out of and just do that because there's so much good content that I could clip out and reutilize. It just takes so much time.
Right.
It's just crazy knowing it lives
But
out.
it's like you can probably hire someone for cheap, someone young to like help you with that. That's
That's what I
just
was
getting
thinking.
started with it. Because like a lot of these people I know, it's like, oh yeah, dude, I got like 3 million views on my TikTok thing. I'm like, really? Wow. Like, and they're just like some fucking dude, you know? Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
yeah, like it's you can blow up on that I'm not on that, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's always been a
people are really into that shit.
for real. It's crazy, man. It's nice not doing it too. Like, and I realized too, dude. Even watching movies, bro. Like, I'll not put my phone next to me lately if I'm watching a movie, because I would even when I'm watching a movie look at my phone. I'm like, what am I doing, dude? Like,
Yeah, it's like an addiction.
it's just like a
It's like a
habit.
like a motor thing,
Yeah, now it's
It's
just
like,
like
your finger needs to be swiping or something.
I need a little stimulation.
Yeah.
I was peeping this, making sure it's on. Yeah, we good.
Yeah, I want to go to the movies. I want to see that new movie called Violent Night.
Oh, I want to see that. You know what? It's so funny.
I haven't wanted to see a movie in a while, but I saw it on the side
I think
of the
it'll.
bus.
I think it'll stream before Christmas.
You think so?
I'm hoping.
I actually
so.
want to go to the movies, though. I
Okay.
haven't been forever.
I want to see The Glass Onion.
I haven't heard of that yet.
It's like it's kind of like The House of Knives. It's like a Daniel Craig.
Oh, okay.
Edward Norton's in it. It's a really good cast. Batista, I think. But it's kind of like a mystery style.
Oh, okay.
But I do want to see The Violent Night because
Yeah, I saw the preview and I was like, what the hell is this going to be? And I was like, oh, that's fucking, what an idea.
yeah, it looks trippy. I can't. Yeah, the last movie I saw in the theaters was actually the new Batman. I mean, it's not that new now, but yeah, it's been a minute. It's hard for me to justify sometimes to go to the. I love the theater, but at the same time, it's kind of nice chilling at home, watching a movie, even if I rent it on here. But there's certain movies like I want to see Avatar in the theaters for sure.
Yeah, my girlfriend wants to see that one. I saw the first one. I remember.
Well, it's like been so long. It's gonna have to break all the records that he already broke, right?
Yeah.
Like it's been like, and that's why that guy's like it's like a pretty genius thing how long it's taken. Like,
I guess they wanted like the movie theater technology to match up with their movie more.
yeah. So it's like how
so
long?
like 3D is probably way better than it was back then, and stuff
Yeah, that
like
shit's
that.
gonna be like the trailer didn't look that great to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, it looks cool. Like it's just gonna be trippy. I'm gonna like just take some edibles and watch this shit. Maybe take some mushrooms or something.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to get some more, dude. It's nice taking those mushrooms, bro. I haven't taken mushrooms in a while.
Me neither. Some guy gave me some at my job. I met this guy and they all had like weed shirts on from some like shop and stuff, and I was like, oh, you guys are in the business, and we were talking, and I told him that I grow some, and then he's like, hey, you want some of these? And he gave me this bag of like pills. I'm like, I thought he was giving me some weed stuff or something, but then I fucking cracked one open and they're like ground up shrooms in there.
How many did he give you? Like a fat bag or is it a couple?
I think there was like 10 maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to a trap shop in a while. Or I ran into one the other day. Fights just like on a random like sales calls. I'm not gonna try to sell here. But I've heard that there's a lot of more like mushroom chocolate bars popping around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So oh shit, maybe I need to go check some of these out.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna pop by some of these.
Yeah, the mushrooms are gonna be legal sooner than later for sure.
I was thinking that the other day too. I'm like, dude, it's the next thing, right? Because it is.
They had
You know, it's
legalized
natural.
the research in like Washington for it or something like that. So there are, I don't know. I know like the one guy I know that's in the cannabis industry that I grew up with. He's already got his hands in that. And, like as soon as it goes, they'll be selling those too.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, people like them, and they're supposed to actually be like good for you in small amounts and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
the microdosing's been hot for the past couple of years. I feel like, just drugs in general. I think people, like, you got all these like famous people like fucking taking drugs on podcasts and shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
you got Aaron Rodgers being like, "Oh yeah, did some ayahuasca this summer."
oh, is that
Yeah.
what's going on with him? Because I've seen it.
Yeah, he came out and said he did some experimenting with that, and it like opened up his mind, and now he's pretty much had his worst season ever. It didn't work. It fucking didn't work, man.
So is he kind
No,
of?
I'm just kidding. Like, no, he is having his worst season ever, I would say, but he's getting older and his team's not as good. I don't think it has anything to do with that, but Yeah.
You know I haven't smoked his stuff, but who's done pretty cool branding is Ricky Williams with his Heisman brand.
Oh, okay. I knew he was in the weed game, but I haven't. You don't like no, all this stuff is so like. There's so many brands that all of them are like so small. They only have such a far reach, you know. So it's like I only see what's on my radar, you know. But if I go somewhere else, it's like, oh, the Ricky Williams brand. That's the fucking. This is what we have around here, you know. I feel like a few brands have like their hands on like this local market for the most part, and that's like the stuff that's more visible, you know.
You're saying like the local will sell better than
No, it's just like I feel like there's so many cannabis brands, but it's, if you look at like all the shops like around your area, they mostly all have the same fucking shit. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because part of that too is because people probably come in from other shops like, do you have XYZ, and they're like, no, we should probably carry that one because our competition's carrying it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like they have like local sales reps, you know, and it's like, all right, well, I'm done. I sold this area. We sold all our product for this harvest, you know? So it's like they only are going to go as far as they have to go to like sell all the shit too, you know?
Yeah, and I've gotten that in the past too, selling into the beverages I've worked for. Is like I've had people tell me I only buy top 10 brands. I only buy top 20 brands.
Oh, okay.
So like, which I appreciate. I always appreciate somebody saying they don't want to fuck with me instead of just ignoring or like just pushing me off, you know?
Yeah.
So I get it too. Like I don't have any hate for that either. You know, it's
Yeah,
probably
because
going
when
to
you're
sell.
selling like the bagged weed, it's like if it doesn't have brand recognition, it's like how are you gonna sell it? You know, to
It's got to
people.
be a great price point.
Yeah, or you have to have a good relationship with the vendor and be like, oh well, all right, if you sell, whoever sells the most of our weed gets fucking free concert tickets or gets some free bud or free brand shirts and fucking shit like that. You know, that's the
That's what
only
I've
way.
been
That's
that's
like
what
the
I've been
only
working
way.
on right
You
now
know.
is those incentives.
That's
Like
what I used to like sell shoes and stuff as a kid. That's what got me to sell stuff. Like Nike wouldn't do shit because they were the brands, but Reebok would have guys come in and like be like, oh yeah, this is all about Reeboks, this is that, and yeah, if you sell the most Reeboks, you get some free Laker tickets. You know?
yeah,
Yeah, so they would just like incentivize you to like sell their products. Same with like Budweiser and all these bigger companies.
well
Like
that's what
if you have a large account with Budweiser for like a big business, you're gonna get some free perks from them. You know, you
yeah
can get in their suite at SoFi for free a couple times a year or whatever. Like,
yeah that
you
should
gotta take care of your vendors, especially like a new brand, or else it's like, you know, unless your flower is like better than everyone else, but it's all like,
I would say it's across the
you
board
know,
though too
yeah,
with any brand
yeah.
more than flour because we're any brand has to
Yeah, that's like part of it. People, some brands and like salespeople just don't get that. Like, I'll see like the beer reps come in, and the ones that like want to talk to me as like a bartender or give me a beer. It's like when we get that shit on tap, I'm gonna be more likely to recommend that beer. But if you don't even like, if you don't even pay attention to me when we get your beer, I'm not gonna offer it to like anyone. Yeah.
well that yeah exactly
I'm
and
just gonna offer the people like products that I like and that have like been cool to me, you know, when it comes to like having vendor relations with the people who sell your products, you know.
yeah, and like just even like you're saying, and to that point of like the sample thing, like back in the bar back just with alcohol, bartending is like when to your point, if somebody come in or even if they would take the time to do like a training like that
Yeah,
like the guy that
exactly.
Remy Martin rep would do, he was pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Then he would do competitions too, but it's like, dude, like, and I hear that from bud tenders all the time, and sometimes it's hard because they rotate so much and it takes a little while maybe to send them samples through metric or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, how, to your point, how are you going to sell something, or you can sell it, but it's like, are you really going to even try, and are you going to be able to if you've never tried it?
Right. Yeah,
You
it's
got to
like in
build
that
fans.
business, I feel like when I go to a cannabis store, I feel like no one's ever trying to sell me anything. I just feel like they're like, this is what we have. No one's ever like pushed a product to me ever.
Really? So you
Yeah.
should, that's,
So it's
that's
like
what I
that's
always
so
do.
I get that like as a drink brand, I feel like, dude, it's like that shit's got to be fucking impossible because no one's ever been like, hey, you want to fucking get one of these drinks. They're really good.
Well, that's why I
like,
do literally everybody when I'm in these dispensaries for 2-3 hours a clip.
mhm.
I literally try to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And I push in the drinks, and a lot of times you'll get, no, I only smoke flower, bro. Oh, I don't do edibles. They hit me too hard, or I don't feel them.
Mhm.
Or like 3 of the most common things. But I always have like rebuttals to everything. You know, I'm like, well, you know, if you want to venture out, try it. Or like, it's like right now for the holidays, it's cool. Like if you actually bring this to a holiday party, it's a cool vibe. You know,
Yeah.
instead of alcohol, bring these this year or some shit.
Right.
So then people who said no, it like plants. I'm a big fan of planting the seed for people for people that say no.
Yeah, you have to.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
or else
plants
you
say,
gotta
"Okay,
start. You have to start somewhere. You have to give them
Yeah.
the idea of why they would want that
Yeah,
shit.
that's
You know,
something-
like
yeah.
that's with like a new thing where you're trying to get someone to like change the way they consume it. You know, it's like trying to sell a beer drinker a cocktail or vice versa. You know.
Yeah. Well, and that's a relation I'll make with people too, is like in terms of any cannabis product, I can be related to like, say it's a flower or a drink somebody likes. It's
Yeah.
like it's impossible, like to your point, to sell some guy who's been drinking Jack Daniels for 40 years. It's almost impossible to sell him on like Woodford Reserve, even if it's a better price point.
Yeah.
Just give me my Jack and Coke, buddy.
Right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, it's funny. There's people
Yeah.
like that just so locked in.
Yeah.
And I run into them pretty often, and they just, most of them are polite, but sometimes people will just be like, you know, and it's a time of day too. I've experimented with different times of day. I don't like doing the morning.
Mhm.
Don't like pushing in the morning. People aren't ready for it.
I feel like your morning cannabis buyers are like
there's like
they're like they're just they know what they're going to get.
Yeah.
You know?
4 to 7's been my favorite time lately. It's
Oh,
it's
okay.
not like the most ideal time for my personal schedule, but
I feel like you're gonna get the most bendable consumers at that time. You
Yeah.
know, like we're getting off of work, we're gonna get weed for the weekend. The guy who's getting weed on a Monday at 11 a.m. smokes weed every day probably, and like they know to come then because it's not as busy at the shop and shit like that. You know, like
for real.
yeah.
Dude, one of these shops that I go to often, Atrium in Woodland Hills, I think they open at 6 a.m., bro.
That's crazy.
I think there's a People's down here dispensary that opens at 7, I think, maybe 6.
Maybe they're next to like a giant gym and
Yeah,
people like buy their weed after the
like,
gym or
See,
something.
I think a lot of people going to work or maybe taking their kids home from school and shit.
Oh,
You
okay.
know who came in this week when I was at Atrium was Tommy Lee. I didn't know till somebody told me when like, oh, that was
Okay.
Tommy Lee. I was like, oh, really? That's cool.
That's funny.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, they had a Motley Crue at SoFi. She sent me a video. She was like, "Do you guys want to see my cock?" And he fucking pulled a dog out of his pants, like a fucking poodle or something. Dude, I was like, "Oh, what did you send me?" You know?
Oh shit, that's pretty funny, dude. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's funny. Have you seen that Pam and Tommy show?
No.
Pretty funny with the Seth Rogen. It's
No.
good. It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch for a laugh. I heard, I don't know if it's true, I didn't look, that Lakers show that was on HBO,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was funny. I love John C. Reilly, but I heard they took it off completely. So you
Oh,
could-
that
so you
sucks.
could-
They should put a season 2 because some people were trying to like sue them.
Yeah, that's what
'cause
I
they,
heard.
like,
I didn't check.
They
See,
like
a lot of shit.
misportrayed
Yeah,
their character.
that's what I heard,
Like
yeah.
I'm sure Jerry West didn't like all his grandkids seeing him fucking drop an F-bomb every 30 seconds. Like, he was like, "Oh, son of a bitch."
You
'Cause-
think that's like? You think some of it was? What do you think? What do you think was the most blown out of proportion of like a character?
Well, Jerry West seemed like some like just old basketball guy. I didn't know he was so fiery. He was just like, "Fuck this, fuck that, fuck you." Like, I've heard Kareem's a dick, you know, so they portrayed that. I met Kareem in person as a kid, and I was a little kid, so I didn't get it, but he definitely said some things that were like fucking a little like weird, you know? He was a little weird, you know? So I get how they portrayed him as kind of a prick. It's like a known thing.
yeah,
You know? So it's like I loved that show. It was so entertaining.
I thought
it was great.
It was cool. And you know, I don't watch a whole lot of sports, so
Yeah.
it was really cool to me too. Like how it was educational too. I know a lot wasn't necessarily true.
Yeah,
Like, it was
I
based on
was cool, dude. I was in the Forum Club as a 7-year-old kid where all this debauchery was apparently going down, like right next to me, and I Had no clue.
Yeah, man, it'd
I
be
was
super
just looking. I
cool.
was like below everyone, just looking at the trophies and fucking. I remember going there with my dad one time, dude.
That's super cool to think. Yeah, it must have so much more meaning for you, you know, being
Yeah, I
growing up
went to
here.
those games. I like to grew up being a huge Laker fan when I first moved to California, so that show like hit home hard. You know, it was fucking
Yeah,
cool.
I'm happy to hear that, you know, being a OG here that you liked it because I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't know
Because this
anyone
person,
who.
one of the
I
people
don't know anyone who didn't like that.
somebody
But saw it.
I was talking to two different people. One of the people didn't like it because of that. They said it didn't portray people properly. But my rebuttal to that was, it's just given. I think it's gonna help only in the long run for the show because it could potentially get people watching more Lakers games. Honestly, like
Yeah,
it could
the
get
Lakers are in shambles right now.
That's what I hear. That's
It's
what I
just
heard.
like we have fucking LeBron James, and we haven't made the playoffs 2 years in a row now. So
What do you think it is? Do you think it's like a
he's old, and we have some older players. Our best player besides him gets injured all the time.
so it's like not like a team synergy
Yeah,
thing?
it's like they never like build the team. It's like they have like 3 players, and then they get what there's 15 guys on a basketball team. So it's like, all right, we have LeBron, AD, we have Westbrook. All right, we need 13 more guys. Scrape together whoever we can afford, and like, and they just like piece together a team every year with a couple stars and a bunch of like random veterans and
They
late
got to go
draft
money
picks.
ball on it, huh?
Yeah, they're like one of the only family-owned teams. The family still owns like 51% of the Lakers.
How much do you think that shit's worth?
Billions, probably like 10 billion or 7 billion. I think the last football team sold for like the Carolina Panthers sold a few years ago, I think for 2 or 4 billion. And now
Shit.
that's like a deal. Money's not inflation counts for that shit too, like a gallon of gas is like $5, so if a basketball team was 2 billion a couple years ago, now it's worth 5 or billion, like
Shit.
yeah, all that shit's worth so much money, dude, because that's like the only thing that people buy on TV. It's like live sports. That's what.
Well, I want to get your opinion on
Yeah.
something because like once again, I don't watch too much sports, but my brothers were talking. They're big football fans, big Chiefs fans,
Mhm.
and they were talking too in general about Amazon Prime football this year. That like sucks for some reason. Like they got all the shitty games or whatnot. I don't. Have you watched?
Well, they got the Thursday night games. They've had a couple good ones, but it fucking sucks that it's on Amazon. They used to be on NFL Network, and they had an app like the Yahoo Sports app. You could watch all your local games for free and all the primetime games for free, but now they made another app called NFL Plus. It's like $5 a month to watch that shit now, and then they added the Amazon package. You have to have Amazon Prime to watch those games, so it's like, unless it's in your local market, then you can just watch it on like Fox or something. But yeah, dude,
Isn't it funny how
it's
we're-
all a precursor to like right now they have the NFL Sunday Ticket for sale, which like helped like make football so popular over the past 20
Wasn't-
years, and it built DirecTV.
Well, that's what my brother was
know?
saying. He's like, whoever made that decision at DirecTV was like ballsy, but like made the right move.
Yeah, but now DirecTV is just gonna like fall apart.
Or and that's what he was saying too.
'Cause
He's like, whoever dropped that
they're
contract.
asking $10 billion for the Sunday Ticket. That's the price. They're like offering it to like Apple, Google, YouTube. They're shopping it right now because this is the last year that DirecTV has the rights to the Sunday Ticket.
So why don't they just let the rights run out?
They are. They're gonna run out, and now they're shopping it to everyone. And like, but some guy did the math on it, and they're like, yeah, at 10 billion, you're gonna need this many subscribers to like pay this much a month to like make that money back, So it's probably, I don't know who's gonna buy it, or if they're just gonna like try and
It
keep
makes
it.
sense for
They'll
Amazon,
probably
too,
gonna
honestly.
try and like divvy it up, dude. They're not gonna sell it all to one, because
Maybe.
probably no one's gonna be like, oh, we don't want to invest that much, so they'll
Maybe
probably
Amazon
be like,
might swoop it.
maybe they already have some of it, but they paid so much for those Thursday games alone. I feel like they're just gonna split it up. So basically, if you want to watch all the football games, you're gonna have to buy like fucking like 3 different apps from like 3 different companies, and the NFL is gonna get like a piece of all of it or something,
Well, that's what I was gonna say too. That I think's funny. That I was like is like we're going back to essentially cable. with all these subscriptions
Exactly.
people have. They're basically
It's like
TV
we're
channels.
back to spending as much as cable
Yeah.
or more on
Yeah.
entertainment now,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know?
Because it's like I
Yeah.
know personally, which I'm like need to delete some. I know personally, I have like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
like,
no stopping it because of social media. They know what shows everyone likes, and they know that, like, all right, this many people are going to have to watch this show. So we're going to buy this show, and it's going to get them to buy our app. You know?
yeah, and then
Like,
it's
and
like
it's like, it's going to be worth it to pay for this show because we know this many people will bring us over. And there's always some show like that. You're like, oh, dude, I want to see that show.
oh yeah,
We have to get Paramount Plus. Oh, my daughter really wants to watch
Yeah.
Sonic 2, so we're gonna pay the $9.99
get a
and then
week
we'll
trial and
remember to
forget.
cancel it
Yeah.
in 30 days or whatever. And it's like, dude,
That's the shit.
it's just like everyone's paying like $4.99 or $10.99 for like 5 to 7 different things now.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of people share passwords and stuff like that, but they'll find a way
They're
to
trying
like
to-
crack down on that more and more. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit though, like.
But it's like, yeah, you're back to paying like $100 or $80 a month for cable again, you know? And it's like, it's just everything's fucking complicated as fuck.
Yeah,
now.
it's fucking. It's crazy. And
Yeah.
it's like, and I don't even know. But like to your point, I was like, I'll a lot of times forget. Like, oh, I'm gonna delete this, and I forget. Where I'm like, oh, to your point, I'm about to delete Hulu. I'm like, oh shit, this dope movie's about to come out. Let me wait.
I know. It's all everything's like so like
So much.
pre-planned. They know what the other networks are coming out with to like time it out just right. Like they can probably see how like, oh, this company has so many expiring memberships this month. This is the time to release. Dude, there's so much information out there that people just like willingly give out. It's like all these moves that like bigger companies do are super calculated, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, yeah, you kind of, especially playing at that level, they kind of have to be, and it's just so nuts. This dude was showing me at the artistry, this app, this AI app.
Yeah.
He's working on a movie, and he literally puts in there, I forget what the app's called. I could probably Google it right now, but he literally types in like, I could type in like, man climbing mountain peak with tiger at top or whatever with a spear in his hand or some shit.
Yeah.
And it instantly generates it,
No.
an original piece.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because he showed me one, like, I don't want to say what he did because I don't he hasn't like really, like, he's still working on this, but he showed me like several different images that he just typed in what he wanted for like his storyboard. AI.
Yeah, that's the future of TV. It's like,
Yep.
all right, so you click your 2 favorite shows, and it just makes it into a show that like combines 2 shows into one randomly through some random fucking generator computer program. You know,
Shit's
like
fucking
just
gonna be nuts.
it is,
It
dude.
is.
That's like the first step to it. Type this in, and it'll just make it up on the fly. Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, I was like, do they do video yet? He's like, not that I've seen. I imagine it'll be soon. But I'm like, bro, like
Yeah.
that's gonna put so many people out of work too.
Yeah.
Like that would have thought that they wouldn't be later. Like everybody knows that there's gonna be autonomous cars and shit in the near future. But how many graphic designers thought that there was gonna be an AI who might take their job
Yeah.
this soon?
Yeah. That's crazy.
That shit's nuts, bro.
I know. You just have to decide when you want to work for Amazon, now or later.
Hey, man. Once, that'll be interesting to see too with the weed game, man. Once things open up more of what happens. I talk about it all the time on here.
Yeah, because they have the network and the logistics built in to like take over the whole thing, dude. Because they have so many like trucks and warehouses and hubs. It's like
yeah,
they could just take over the distribution for all of it once it goes federally legal, and then like they're already set up to like do it.
And they can take the same model they did for their other shit, where they could allow cannabis brands to sell their shit on Amazon, and then
Exactly.
they see the top products, and then they do their Amazon choice one of their own.
Yeah.
They have their own flat, like, oh shit, this fucking whatever strain.
Yeah, and then instead of selling at your store, you're selling at the Amazon store, which has so much more traffic than any
Yeah, and if you're not
collective,
on there,
Yeah.
and it's like it's almost one of those things where it's like you kind of like other businesses. Most other businesses are on there now. Like it's
Yeah.
like if you're like selling goods, like you're probably on Amazon too, just because you kind of have to be in a lot of
Wow,
ways.
like I know this snowboard shop in Big Bear, and they're like, yeah, most of our business is through Amazon. Like it's like that store's so like fully stocked with like every snowboarding thing and all the skate shoes, and I'm like, who buys all this shit in fucking Big Bear? No one even lives here, but most of their business is like shipping the shit out on Amazon.
So I guess like yeah, as much as
Uh,
like Amazon seems like a pretty bad thing, I guess it is good for even people in a small town, Big Bear.
yeah, yeah,
So there are perks, I guess,
yeah.
but
It's
it's
got its like ups and downs for sure.
yeah, it's like it's nuts, man. But yeah, that's trip to think about being able to buy some bud on there. Just make it, make it easy. But like
Yeah.
that's where it's interesting with drinks. I don't know if I mentioned on here. I've told a couple of people. Minnesota is one of the first states doing some kind of different laws, allowing like cannabis beverages to potentially be sold in other spots besides dispensaries too.
Oh, okay.
So there's mixed feelings on that too. Sometimes it's like, but that's really what's going to expand the lounges and other places being able to sell beverages will really expand it. But the lounges to start will really help push the beverages
Yeah,
forward.
because everyone drinks stuff.
Which and it's
It's like smoking. There's a smoking's bad for you. So
yeah.
it's like some people will just never try smoking cannabis for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, but if you can have a drink, it's like,
It's just like
especially if it's like sold at a restaurant where it's like socially acceptable to drink one. Then
normal.
you're gonna get a lot more people trying it.
Feel free to hit some of that CBX up too if you want. Yeah, yeah, it just lowers the barrier to entry for a lot of people, and I'm doing a little Cali sober couple months right now.
A what?
Cali sober. Have you heard that term?
No.
I hadn't either till I started working for Purijuana.
What the hell is that?
Cali sober is basically all you do is smoke weed, like no booze or any other drugs or
okay.
anything. I don't know if it includes mushrooms, or like natural shit, but yeah, I hadn't heard the term until Purijuana because a lot of the talk in cannabis or a fair amount is about it being an alcohol alternative. I feel like that's becoming or has been talk for a while, but then I heard that term Cali sober and I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I like to smoke more than I drink, but
The
I
drinking
definitely like to have a little bit of both too.
yeah, yeah, dude. I feel that too.
My choice lately, it's been wine and margaritas mostly. I stopped drinking beer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I used to
that was
always
your shit,
drink
right?
beer.
IPA. You like IPA, right?
I used to, yeah. Now it's just like,
See, I go through
I don't
cycles
know.
too. Like, yeah, you got to switch it up every now and then
Yeah,
because
I'm off of beer, dude. It's like, it's more good for me, less carbonation. Yeah.
yeah, I feel you. Because yeah, I had definitely go through phases, just like I was saying with bud too, or edibles too, switching it up. I'd stay more consistent with my weed than drinks though. But it's fun, yeah. Like I still, and that's the thing that I tell people too about, like my personal experience with cannabis beverages, or just in general. I drink a lot of Koan, but it's like if I am going out and I have a couple cocktails, it's nice to come home and finish up with a cannabis cocktail.
Yeah.
It makes me like chill out, relax, eat some food, kind of gets me on the right path instead of having another alcohol drink. But yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's got a nice flavor to it.
Yeah, it's got like that tangy taste to it.
Yeah, it's pretty good shit, man. Pretty good stuff, bro. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you think of that sleep, man.
What?
That's the sleep product, the Koan.
Oh, okay.
Because I hadn't really personally consumed CBN, and I got some gummies, but it didn't have much. But I've never consumed that much CBN in anything before, so I'm curious to get your feedback on it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it. I've been taking like muscle relaxers to help me sleep, and they're not really doing it.
Yeah, and like I said, for me, the edibles, and I've been taking this for about a month now, but yeah, the edibles are really what helps me. And it's just, honestly, too, just stretching. I've been so bad at it, but like getting nice and stoned and stretching and like
Yeah, I've been trying to do my stretches.
laying
It's
on the
just
floor,
like,
bro.
yeah, my back's like a maintenance project every day, basically now. So it's like Yeah, I have to do that stuff because I have like a dead fucking disc in my back, dude, and like
Do you have a bar you can hang on at your place?
no.
If I think you'll have a if I remember right, I think you'll have a wide enough doorway. I'll throw you this one I have
Okay.
if you want. It's pretty nice. It's like a foam grip pull up bar you put on your door. It's nice
Mm-hmm.
and sturdy. But I have a pull up bar like downstairs. I'll go like some nights just go hang on for a couple minutes, or I'll hang on a couple days,
Oh, okay.
a couple times a week, or every time I go there to the gym too. But I'll throw you this one. It's nice if you want it. Just
Yeah.
hang, dude.
Yeah.
It's nice decompressed. But I feel you because I have a couple fuse discs too.
Yeah, I think that's part of why I haven't been like growing. Just I'm like, dude, my back needs a break from
And you've tried
all that
bombs and
shit.
shit. Do you ever try those?
I need my back's like
You need, like,
qualifies
surgery?
for back surgery and stuff. So
Yeah, that's why I'm
it's
putting it
like
off.
it's messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's shit. That's why edibles I think would be special helpful for you though, dude.
Yeah.
Because when I have my back pain, like, it kicks in every so often. I don't know what it is. I throw it out, but like I'll just fucking dose up the edibles and just,
Yeah, I
like,
should probably start doing edibles more. Definitely like the coughing of taking bong hits and stuff definitely isn't good for your back. It like just tightens everything up when you
I didn't
cough,
think
you
about
know?
that.
So it like definitely that's probably part of my back pain. Yeah.
You know what I've been doing a lot too recently
Yeah.
is Epsom baths.
Yeah, I've been doing those too.
Those
I
help me
never
out.
tried that until like this year. That shit works so good.
Yeah, I know. I've gotten like into it lately. It's been like a nice. I'll just like get stoned out and chill in there for like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like a nice decompress.
Yeah, that they really do help.
Yeah, I'm
I'm like fucking weirded out by it. I'm like, dude, I use this shit on my garden.
Well, that's why
You
too.
know,
I'm like,
while I'm sitting in this stuff.
yeah, that's why I did a little. It was the same
Yeah.
here. I did it like because I've used like 2 or 3 bags full recently, and I'm like,
Yeah.
let me do a little more research on this stuff because I'm sitting in this for a while. Like, is it going like it's being absorbed through my skin? I imagine. I don't
Yeah.
know. Well,
Whatever.
either
Makes
way,
me
it fucking
feel
feels
better,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. If it feels good, man, shit. But yeah, bro. I think we'll probably wrap her on up.
Yeah.
It was good, kind of
We
just
definitely
kicking
got to
it.
get that hash video though for the next one.
Oh yeah, we'll do hash next and some other ones. I have some ideas. So let's do a little edible style. Do some we'll make the hash and then I'd love to
We
do
could
some.
make some edibles.
I'll do some hash
good
edibles.
ones. I made these edible cake pops once. Those are fucking good.